laminated and copied for me.
Hello, friends. You are live on the internet.
Oh, I love being live on the internet. We're currently sorting the classic issue of the HQ screen being weirdly out of center.
I genuinely have no idea.
We don't really need that screen anyway.
Yeah,
I know, but it's still pretty cringe though.
Yeah, because what if the infection spreads elsewhere? What if next week it's my mind palace that's fucked?
I genuinely don't know why it's.
I can give it a quick relog. Just
no,
for
it's not going to work because mine's fucked as well. It's nothing to do with that.
But the thing is, like, I've edited the settings so that you should be able to change. Okay, hang on, let me try something here. Can you, if you hold down right click on the HQ,
it moves.
Okay, right.
Oh.
It's back.
It's fixed. It's all fixed.
So if you move it back into position, so that it's...
I would say that is in position for me.
Yeah,
for
sure.
Take away.
As well.
Once everyone's done that, I will lock it again.
We tried this last time.
Well, we're bloody trying it again.
We'll bloody try it again.
All right. Locked?
What are we doing?
Munt, did you lock it?
No, I've got to wait for everyone to do it.
Try to move the HQ so it's kind of centered and we can see everybody properly.
How do I move things?
It's the
Hold right click.
Hold right click.
Oh, alright. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that.
Alright, I'll lock it again now.
Alright, so is it locked?
Yeah.
So watch this. Yeah. I go to Mind Palace, go back to HQ, and it's fucked again.
Oh, I haven't tried that yet.
Ah, yes. Yes, that is indeed...
It is fucked again. Yeah,
that is indeed a thing, yeah.
Something to do with the initial view position is obviously...
Yeah, that's what's fucked. Or that the canvas for that screen is much bigger than it is for the rest of them. You see the way there's the board? I don't know. It must be initial.
No, I can't zoom out anymore either.
No, you can't because it's locked.
I've just changed it.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We don't need it. We don't need it.
I'm gonna just keep it unlocked. What's the difference?
Because Munt doesn't want us to fuck with the things.
I mean, I can change it to unlock just for today at least.
I mean, it's not like the HQ screen actually ever matters. Like,
no, we're never using it.
So, IDC.
Right, I'll unlock this.
I spend my entire time sat on clues, just clicking through documents.
Do you punch your food with a fucking spoon, whoever that is?
Greg.
Just smash it. Smash it.
Gregory.
I'm eating some particularly hard bell peppers.
Oh. Did anybody watch The Last of Us?
No.
I watched the first episode on Sunday and thought it was bloody good. But
so this last episode was probably the most boring and kind of weakest episode. But it's a decent show. I just don't feel like I've gotta see it the same way I had other shows. It's okay. You know what I mean? It's okay. I think at this point, it's been 20 years of zombie fucking films and TV shows and stuff, and I just can't do it anymore. It's so many staples are just repeated over and over.
Same with video games as well.
What's that?
Who was that directed to?
Marvel games.
I said classic Marvel fatigue.
It's just too much. I'm just sick of it. Although I did enjoy Ant-Man.
It was alright.
I watched Wakanda, whatever the new Wakanda one was. Recently. Absolutely hated every second.
Yeah, Mrs. F said it was really boring.
So bad.
I obviously don't want to spoil Ant-Man for anyone, but Venom was cool.
Yeah, no, I thought he was
a dumb motherfucker.
Wasn't he? Isn't he in Loki as well?
Yeah. That guy's 33, and his career basically started like 2 or 3 years ago, and he's in 3 big movies this year, and he was like, it's quite an interesting story. I thought his performance was really good.
But didn't he do anything right?
Well, I think the point is that we don't quite understand, which I understand doesn't make for a good standalone movie, but he actually doesn't want to sort of kill them. He really does know what's coming if they don't listen to him, sort of thing. So I think he's actually a villain with a bit more to him than just I will take over the world, because he kind of hints at the fact that he said time is fucked, and if you don't listen to me, you're gonna see what's coming. It's gonna be fucking awful. So they think they've won, but they haven't, because then we saw all the Kangs at the end there, all the multi Kangs, and I think that now it's like multi Thanos level problem. So
I'm fucking done with multi shit.
Yeah,
So boring now.
Sort of
Jesus.
agree. It is a bit overdone in like the last 2 years.
It feels like a cop out as well. I feel like if anyone disappears, you can just go, "Oh, well, it's all right. We'll get the other one in a multiverse and bring him in." I mean, I did watch What If. The Marvel What If series was brilliant. The cartoons, and I thought some of these episodes are really, really smart. And introduce us to other characters. And in the Doctor Strange, where he goes into the multiverse, that was like a really cool look at the multiverse. And we saw the universe in which the Fantastic Four were around, and Professor X was there, and I was like, and there were heroes that were not heroes in their multiverse were in this other one. And the funny thing is, they're all obviously heroes from actual Marvel canon that you'd like to see, and now you got a glimpse of them, sort of thing. So for a fanboy like me, it was actually really cool. But then at times you think, come on, you can't just multiverse everything. Like, it's just a bit fucking much, isn't it?
Punch.
Let's crack on there, Mr. DM.
What I do when people die in Cthulhu, I'll be like, well, Roy from the multiverse comes out. He's really thin and small.
No, I want him to be Italian.
Italian Roy. As Roy, Fletcher.
What has happened to my body? I've been destroyed by a monster. My name is what would he be Italian equivalent of Roy?
It's got to be like the most slaphead Italian name.
Pony.
Ronaldo.
It probably would be like Ronaldo or something.
Ronaldo Kent. Hello.
I haven't had a good dice roll in 3 fucking days.
I am starving. Where is the pasta like a mama used to make?
Oh,
I know who my next character is going to be. He's going to be a great supplier of chutney, and that's going to be that's the entire basis of the character.
I shall attempt to offer the monster some chutney.
Right, we
yeah.
Go Gadget Gamers.
Wants to do a summary, because obviously Greg wasn't here, and it has been a while since we've. I can do a summary if that's
do it, bud.
So, and Greg, this is also for you. So basically, while you were out doing a separate little mish, the lads got a call from the Miskatonic University from the faculty dean, Bryce Fallon, and he's asked everyone to search for some missing papers called the Arkham Witch Trials.
Hold on. I can't hear you because somebody is being attacked by butterflies on their microphone or something. Ashwin.
Is it me? Alright, I'll fix that.
And mic issues.
I don't change anything with this mic. Yeah, it's always fucking about.
Oh yeah,
That's better.
So these documents called the Arkham Witch Trial Papers have disappeared, and basically the university was attempting to appraise the papers for like an estate, so they could sort of get a idea of how valuable they were, because the last person in the family died, basically. Issue is the professor that was appraising the papers, Mr. Charles Leiter, a professor at the university, was found dead, and the Arkham... Well, now we've got another mic problem. This is Ted's mic time.
I'm not echoing through you. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm looking at Discord.
You absolutely are.
Well, I was looking as well, and you're lighting up green, and you were the only one lighting up green.
So I'm looking, and it's not. I mean...
No, it's when I talk, right?
It's your voice is distinctly piercing. I've got you at 80 fucking %. Like, I can barely hear you. I don't see how it's echoing through my mic.
Well, I don't know.
Just fix it, mate.
I think it's your mic quality is just so poor that it's just like, meh, like that is what it sounds like.
Yeah, but why would it be going through your mic?
Because I have a good microphone, and it picks things up, and your mic is just a certain wavelength where it escapes from my headphones and escapes to my microphone. I'm not kidding.
I'll move it away.
It's
I'll
only
move it away.
you. It's only you.
It's also only you though.
Yeah, but I'm the only one with a fucking good microphone.
Yeah, right.
Whoa!
What?
Right, my voice in silky smooth HD.
True. So
My mic is amazing.
basically, the professor, Charles Leiter, has been found dead in mysterious circumstances in his office. The papers have disappeared, and the faculty dean wants the lads to find out who killed him and who stole the papers. So where the papers are and who killed the guy is the secondary objective, basically. But the most
These
important
papers
thing,
are the witch trial documents.
yeah, the Arkham witch trial papers. So
So,
the main objective is to retrieve the papers, and finding out who killed the professor is a bonus, if possible. So to begin the investigation, the lads talked to some people in the university. There's, if you go to the People tab, I'll just do a quick summary. Amelia Court is basically the assistant to the deceased professor and postgraduate student. Anthony Flinders is a undergraduate student who's interested in the papers because he wants to use it to help write his thesis, which is on the Arkham Witch Trials. Harlan Roach is what you would consider the rival to Professor Leiter. He is in the same sort of vein of history, like colonial history, but a bit more general. But he was overshadowed by Professor Leiter often, so the job of appraising papers fell to Charles Leiter over him pretty much every time. Lucy Stone is Charles Leiter's. I'm not sure how. I can't remember how far the lads got into her story, but basically she's.
Oh, we chatted to her for a while.
Yeah, so she's like basically his girlfriend, Charles Leiter's girlfriend. Or sort of, someone that he's seeing at least. And then Dr. John Wheatcroft is the physician on campus and the one that did the autopsy on the body. So the lads have been to Charles Leiter's office, his apartment as well, and they found a couple of clues, including some receipts showing that he went to Atlantic City a few times for gambling related stuff, and just confirmation on a couple of other things like his relationship with Lucy. So that's in a nutshell what's happened. Nothing strange or out of the ordinary has occurred so far. So
I heard a ghost. Does that count?
Yes, that's true. You did see Plague or Klaus felt a mysterious entity in the room with Charles Leiter's dead body. Speaking of, his dead body was basically, there's a clue that showcases it, but the autopsy showed that he had essentially died of massive heart failure, but all of his organs basically shut down. His eyes were melted, and he has a look of terror frozen on his face. So it's not like an ordinary death.
Summing up with that mirror and all, it was like It was like he'd been looking in the mirror and he'd seen something, Greg, and it cracked his brain and cracked the mirror at the same time.
I see.
So the lads were at the Hibbs Roadhouse, I think it's called.
We're at the diner or whatever.
So they just talked to Lucy Stone, who's a waitress there, and essentially like his girlfriend or whatever. And Miles has just gone into the back room where there were a couple of shady geezers at the bar. He quickly nipped in, did a successful lip read check, and gathered a tiny morsel of info. And now the lads are basically in the main room of the the coffee bar, juice bar at the front, just chilling now. So that's where that action picks up. If you've forgotten anything, let me know, or if you can't remember any places or clues that.
Who was the rival? Was it
Harland
Roach?
Roach.
Yeah.
So in my Klaus has noted a few different actions that we needed to take. Lucy had mentioned a Mr. Abner Wick, who owned the antiquity store down the road, as something collected to Dr. Leiter.
We got to go to the asylum as well, haven't we?
We've got to go to the asylum to meet with Mr. Cunter, who
Yes,
is a friend of Leiter.
Sea Hunter.
Sea Hunter, apologies. And then at the end of all that, we need to go to Atlantic City, which is where Mr. Leiter did all of his devious, disgusting gambling. So I suppose it's really what order we want to tackle these tasks in.
So I believe this was now the end of the day. So you guys wanted to start doing all this stuff in the morning after, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, didn't we get a room here?
I don't think we discussed that yet.
Okay.
I mean, you could rent a hotel somewhere nearby, no problem. So we can safely say that you guys are going to call it a night here and pick it up. Fresh start.
Alright, see you guys. See you guys tomorrow.
Yeah. So yeah, uneventful night. Yeah, reconvene in the hotel lobby in the morning. So we'll say it's 10 a.m. On the. So it would now be October the 2nd, I believe, because October the 1st is when they called you in. So yeah, to you then.
Axel, where do we want to start first? I recommend either Mr. Abnovic or the asylum.
I think Abnerwick.
Sure.
Right, so you've got where. So hang on, you know where he.
Yeah, Lucy told us he owned the antiquity store down the road from the Hobbs Inn.
Right, great, okay.
Yeah, and what I didn't note was why he came up, but you know what? We'll just fucking roll with it. Let's see what happens.
Okay. Yeah.
He and Leiter were close. He and Leiter were close.
That was it.
Okay, so. So you travel down the road. We'll bundle in the car again, and now with Charles the Schnorz McLean also in the posse. Short drive, and you approach the antiquities store. Unconsidered Trifles. It's a small kind of shop off the side of the main street, and it's a pretty nice place. It's got a nice sort of display, kind of high end, filled with sort of interesting knickknacks and bits and bobs in the windows. Well kept, well maintained, and you just want to go in straight away, right? So open the door and bell rings, letting the employees know that you've arrived. But behind the desk, there's currently nobody there. So you have maybe like half a minute, perhaps, to just have a quick nosy about, see what's knocking about. Initially, when you walk in, it's mostly just sort of shelves and desks and tables and all bits and bobs. So it's not really anything particularly out of the ordinary. Just sort of old tomes, some antiques and artifacts from foreign places like Asia and Africa and etc. Sort of knives and masks and the sort of things that you might find in the museum, but essentially all for sale. Other than this area that's got all the things for sale and the register, there's a door sort of adjacent to the shop counter that leads assumedly to the sort of back rooms, and that's the only other point of exit or entry.
Klaus, I think, would like to have a look through the tomes and see if anything catches his eye, especially given his new knowledge of Glarkey, see if there's anything similar.
Okay, yeah. So you have a quick look through some of the tomes that are nearest to you, but it's mostly just kind of general mythic lore that's pretty well known. So things like Celtic lore, Egyptian, Greek. Nothing that's too out there, basically. Right. The sort of furthest it goes is kind of some books on sort of witchcraft and stuff, occult, but not particularly serious, not in the sort of vein of actual, telling you how to do magic and stuff. More of a sort of observation on witchcraft throughout history. So nothing that looks too particularly insidious, shall we say. So while you're looking through the books, employee comes out through the back room, sort of a small, thin man, with blonde hair, quite well kept. He's in a sort of nice shirt and trousers.
Wait, is Charlie with us now?
Yep.
Okay, we met him at the bar. Okay.
Yeah. And he kind of looks surprised that there's so many people in the shop all at once. So he kind of is a bit surprised to see this many people in here, and he says to you, "How do you do? How can I help you, folks?"
Hello there, sir. We're looking to find out a little bit about Charles Leiter. May he rest in peace. I understand you were close with the fella.
And he kind of looks at you a bit perplexed, and he says, "Oh, I think you've got me mistaken with the owner, Mr. Abner Wick. He doesn't usually stop by the store very often. He leaves it all in charge of us, basically."
Oh.
I'm James Carter. Pleasure to meet you. I work most of the week here. It's pretty quiet. If you want to find Mr. Abner Wick, I can leave a message if you like, and next time he comes, I can let you know you were asking for him.
Well, it's really very important that we speak with him as soon as possible.
Right, I see. Okay. Well, I can try and give him a call.
Please do.
Yep. Alright, okay. Bear with me then. He nips back out into the back room. So you have probably a few more minutes before anyone shows up again. So if there's nothing else pressing, then you can just kind of have a look.
Well, let's have a quick peek around Spot Hidden and see if we can't spot a hidden thing.
A hidden thing, sure.
We do love hidden things.
So I'm just looking for anything unusual or out of the ordinary.
So you want to do a group Spot Hidden, shall we? Shall we just all roll Spot Hidden?
Yes.
It's pants.
It's looking good so far, lads.
Okay, now, lads.
Yes, Charlie the Schnoz.
My big nose, sniffing out some hidden stuff.
So you're just looking around, Charlie. Everyone's just kind of peering through artifacts and whatnot, and you have a peek behind the counter, and the key that basically unlocks the back room is kind of hidden on the top shelf, sort of close to the edge. So you know where the key is that leads to the back rooms. You could potentially take it, but obviously that's up to you. But you do know where it is at this point, or where it's kept. It's just tucked in the side of the shelf.
Right. Okay.
Fucking have it, Charlie, mate.
Yeah. I'll grab it.
Right. Okay. Okay. So outside of that, nothing really of interest. Mostly just, like I said, bunch of books, sort of strange novelty artifacts, things like that. After a while, James comes back and he says, well, I passed your message on to Mr. Wick, and he says he'll try and get in contact with you through the university shortly. But other than that, he didn't really give much detail. So essentially, you'll have to wait for his invitation before you can see him.
And can I ask, what time do you close?
Oh, today, 6 p.m.
Thank you very much. Right. Let's go do something else. We'll come back at night. What do you say, chaps?
He's saying that right in front of him.
Absolutely. No, of course.
Yeah, I agree. I concur.
Okay. As the others file out, can I lean in close to him and ask him if he has any additional stock? In your back rooms, do you have anything of a more occult nature?
Do you have any little coins by any chance?
Roll me a. Well, how are you going to ask this?
I would like to basically say that I'm interested in tomes of the occult nature. I'm a bit of a collector, and I'd like to see if he has any additional stock that is of higher quality than what is displayed in the front.
Okay, roll me a persuade them.
Alright, I need to just train persuade every single fucking time I get a break. Goddamn.
Or you could. Okay, well.
No, bloody rolled it. Let's go.
Alright, fair enough. What's your actual like your personal? What's the personal skill that you're actually maining? Is there one? Do you have?
I don't think there is one. I had some points in persuade, but it was taken out because I messed up my initial stat distribution.
Right. Okay. So you don't actually have any.
I do not have a single personal.
Got intimidate 15, persuade 10, charm 15. Yeah. Fast talk 5. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough. All right. So in future, probably try to.
Yeah. Boost one of them.
Yeah. Or try and use charm instead, because you've got a very slight edge on charm, 15 over 10, so it might work out better.
Sure. But for the moment, I cannot find any additional terms.
Yeah, so you ask him if he's got any other sort of occult books, and he just kind of says, "No, everything you see here is what we've got, I'm afraid, sir." And he sort of ushers you out as you will leave, and. Yep, you're now just standing outside the front door of Unconsidered Trifles.
Well, we know what time he closes, so when the shop is closed, we'll come back later with the key and sneak into the back rooms. I can find the tomes I'm looking for.
Can I look sort of around the building, see if there's any way in aside from the door? Or
yes. Yep.
The front.
So you wanna just so between the shop and the building next door, there's a small alleyway. If you go down the alleyway to the back of the store, there's another street similar to the one that you've just been down, but obviously the back of the shop faces the street, and there are a big pair of loading bay doors where a vehicle essentially backs through and into some sort of tiny warehouse to unload goods, and then the doors are closed. So there's a set of big doors at the back. It's currently padlocked. Other than that, there's a tiny window, very small, not really large enough for someone of Roy's size to break through, but maybe like 40 centimeters by 40 centimeters, just a very small window that's embedded into the wall besides it. Other than that, there's no other way you can see of getting in.
Okay. Might need to come back with some
Yeah,
some
we're
cutters or something.
definitely coming back later. If for Klaus's greed, if nothing else. But for the moment, the asylum.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. So, the Arkham Asylum is now where your head is. Try and find a certain C Hunter, aka Cunter. Right. So we're all going straight there.
Big cunter.
So you take the drive to the Arkham Sanatorium. We'll call it the Sanatorium for the sake of not confusing it with the Batman universe. So it's a fairly longish drive. It's on the other side of town, but it's kind of isolated from the rest of the city with sort of rolling hills and some trees to kind of protect it, I guess, from civilization almost. So you drive through the great gates, up the road, and it's quite a nice looking institute. It's quite large as well. It's basically the top state institute in Massachusetts. So pretty much all the properly or all the real problem cases go to the Arkham Sanatorium. So it's like essentially the top state sanatorium of the area. As you park the car, you can see there's the usual crowd, people coming to visit certain loved ones. It's essentially like a hospital. Go through the doors, reception, and there's a receptionist in a sort of white sort of medical scrubs type attire behind the reception desk. So obviously you will have to find your way to
jump,
this
Alistair.
Sea Hunter.
TN-Triton just resubbed for 36 months. Get that Tussy.
So you're currently in the lobby. There's some chairs, people waiting for certain things. The reception is there. Behind reception, there's basically a bunch of doors that are all locked. So past here, you'll need some kind of access to get to the inner parts of the sanatorium.
Shall we ask about Sea Hunter?
Yeah, that's what we're here
Yeah,
to do.
but
So
we've
probably
got
go speak
to have a
nurse.
reason why we need to see Sea Hunter.
But he's not a fucking inmate, is he?
I think he is,
We don't know yet, but
All right.
I think it'd be safe just to ask.
Wait, I'm
and-
his priest.
Or I'm his
If it
doctor.
comes to it, I'm his priest and I'm his doctor.
You're his priest,
It's very
yeah.
important we see him.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know if the doctor thing would work, given there's probably plenty of doctors around already.
that's true.
So let's go with the priest
yeah,
angle.
yeah. All right.
So if
Let's
you want to go
approach
speak to the nurse.
the front desk, the reception or whatever.
Sure. So it's just a sort of oldish lady in her 60s, right? We'll say 60s, old.
Mhm.
Whoa. Ted's almost there.
graying hair, a bit dour, kind of, not very friendly. But she's obviously there to do a job. She says, "Yes, sir. How can I help you?"
Hold on.
Mustard_ketchup just gifted 5 subs.
Give me an idea. I just got gifted a bunch of subs.
Thank you, Mustard Ketchup. Hello there, madam. I'm Father John Carver. I'm here to see Mr. Hunter.
You have to be more specific than that, sir. I'm afraid. Hunter, first name?
Oh boy.
Charles.
Charles Hunter. No, we don't seem to have anyone by that name.
Sorry,
here.
Christopher Hunter.
No, we don't have anyone by that name
I
either.
meant
We've
Claude Hunter.
Roll me a. Let's have a look. What's your? We'll say persuade, right? Or charm. Which
Sure.
one you?
Let's go persuade.
Okay, roll me a persuade here.
Bollocks that right
nice.
up now.
So she kind of raises her eyebrows at you, and
Wait, no.
oh,
No, Greg, this
I
is
turn and
happening.
say-
No, this is happening. This is happening.
so she raises her eyebrows at you and says, "So you probably should find out the name of the patient that you're here to
Well,
see.
look-
I can't really let you through unless you know
I
who it
understand
is
that.
that you want to see.
It's I've been sent by some of his family members to visit him and try to bring him some of the good Lord's word. Their last name is Hunter, but all they gave me was C. Hunter. It was a letter that they sent.
Right.
And unfortunately, I don't have his first name. It's quite embarrassing. But of course, the moment I meet him, it'll be the first thing I ask him, because as a Catholic priest and a man of the cloth, I like to address people by their first names. But so it is a little uncomfortable. I can't call him Mr. Hunter. I've come to bring you the word of God. So it's a little awkward for me. I'm sorry. I was a little embarrassed.
Right. Okay. Greg, did you want to do something here before I?
No, it's fine.
So she looks at you kind of strangely and does a bit of sort of rummaging through her papers. And after a while, she says, "Okay, Cecil Hunter is who you're
That
after,
was my
right?"
next guess. Unbelievable.
Well, take a seat. I'll have to do some verification.
Of course.
and then
Thank you. We'll be right
um,
here. Thank you
maybe
so
we can let
much.
see him. Okay. So she basically shoos you away, and other people start coming to the reception. She has a talk to one of the other staff members who are sort of dressed in similar, looking in your sort of direction, and they.
I'm reading my Bible while this is happening.
Okay, and they kind of walk off. So, approximately 30 minutes passed before she comes out of the reception and beckons you towards her.
I go over.
Yep. She hands you like a small slip. It's basically the name of the patient, Cecil Hunter. It's basically almost like an admission slip. So she goes back behind the desk and says, "We'll need the names of the people visiting him today."
Of course.
So, gonna give.
Well,
you're
I've
gonna-
already given my name. I said I was Father
Okay.
John Carver, and
Okay.
I'll stand by that. But if you lads want to give pseudonyms, feel free.
Everyone else that wants to visit will have to give a name.
I mean,
guess,
do we all need to go down there mob-handed or not? I don't know. We could. If they'll let us all in, we should all go in.
I'm not entirely sure.
Don't know if they would.
I mean, I know the you know, I know a little bit about him, but I could just tell that to you anyway.
Nice job,
So
Not his
she-
first name's out.
Gregor's just resubbed
She
for
looks at
46
you.
Hold
months.
on.
Distracting words. Distracting
Hilarious,
words.
Greg.
Distracting words.
And he's muted as
Distracting
well. He's
words.
cackling to himself
Distracting
right now.
words.
Jesus.
Distracting
What's he
words.
done?
Distracting words. Distracting words.
So I
Distracting
did chop it
words.
by about half.
Distracting words. Distracting words.
She looks at your crew,
Yeah.
and now you're basically the figurehead for this gang in her eyes. So she says, "Are all these people friends of Mr. Hunter?"
They're part of our prayer group.
Right. Okay. Well, I don't think I can allow this many people through. So you could take it in turns if you really want to, but I'll say three max. if
Very well.
possible.
Well, let's go with, and I'm going to pick the doctor, because then that way, we can get a good look at him, and if shit hits the fan, summon sea people to save us. And I guess we'll bring Miles's character as well. Sorry, I've forgotten Evelyn. We'll bring Evelyn because she's a crack shot and less suspicious. You lads wait here, and if shit hits the fan, you'll know.
Okay,
Come running.
Before they go, can I give them that fine art drawing that I found from
Yep.
Sea Hunter?
Absolutely. Okay. So it's Evelyn.
And I guess also the letter, but
Yeah. So Evelyn, Father John, and Klaus.
Yeah.
Basically, you now have admission slips. I'm assuming you're using your real names here, unless anyone says otherwise.
I see no reason not to use my real name.
Okay. So after a couple of minutes, another employee walks out, asks for Father John Carver, almost like a doctor's appointment. You go up to greet him, and he starts taking you down the long corridors of the sanatorium. After about 10 minutes of sort of winding corridors and stairs, you get to where Mr. C. Hunter is located. He's essentially inside a padded cell, and the door is cast iron. It has some bars, so you can see through and see him sitting in there in a straitjacket, but he's got his back turned towards you. There's a envelope slit in the door for
Oh, like
food
in
stuff.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah. And the employee opens the door and says, "Well, you've got 50 minutes, but I'm not sure you'll be able to talk to him a whole lot." So he's going to basically wait outside, not necessarily for you, but just be in the general area. So if you want to ask him anything, now would probably be the time, or you could do afterwards when he's taking you.
Ask Cecil or ask the other lad?
The employee.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah. If there was
All right,
anything,
well, let's chat to Cecil.
You
then,
have a chance. You have a chance afterwards.
We'll talk to him. Okay. Cecil, my name is Father John Carver, and I'm here to investigate the death of your friend Charles Leiter.
So, as you approach Cecil, he slowly turns round, and he's a fairly young-looking man. He's in his late 20s, you'd guess. Very thin-faced. He's got freckles, reddish blonde hair, like really quite bright reddish blonde hair, quite reedy. And like I said, he's in a straitjacket and just sort of sitting in the corner of the padded cell. Slowly turns around and he sees you and just kind of starts rocking backwards and forwards, laughing, and not really saying anything intelligible regarding what you've just said.
Doctor, does he seem genuinely insane to you, or do you think he's putting on an act? Is there any way you could tell?
I could make an assessment, but
you'd probably have to do a psychology.
Yeah,
I'm actually not bad at psychology. I've got 30, so
I am a psychology gamer. So if I think I could do an assessment. So let's just try that. Just see what fucking happens.
Taiwan just resubbed for 47 months.
You won't need a roll for this because you're just doing this in normal conditions.
So I'm just going to assess, what's happening, what's kind of symptoms he's displaying. Is he faking it, as Father John has asked me?
Right. So let's say we watch him for a couple minutes to sort of pick up on his his actions and what his demeanor is. From what you can see, he does seem genuinely not insane to the point of just completely oblivious to everything, but he's in a sort of trance almost, whereby the words and actions that you've done since you've entered the room just haven't really piqued his interest. So he's essentially just ignoring you.
Can you just meta? Can you? Did we get a description of the picture we have? What's on it? Was it relevant, or was it just because it was by the Hunter?
Let's have a look.
I can't remember if.
No, it's fine.
Yeah.
This is what Roy gave us.
Yeah.
It was just I believe it was a landscape. Just a sort of nothing too specific. Just a generic landscape, I think.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull out the landscape and show it to Mr. Hunter, and ask him if he recognizes this. Do you remember drawing this, Mr. Hunter? It's a beautiful piece of work.
And he kind of looks at the art, and he starts laughing, and then in kind of almost like a distorted voice. He starts babbling, "Money, only money, false art, false art. We all sell our souls in our own way," and then just goes dead silent after that.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, he does seem a bit nuts. The padded cell and the straitjacket were our first clue. Cecil, do you know what happened to Mr. Lighter, to your friend?
Dead man. He saw them, and they saw him. Off we go. Out, the lights are all out, and each quivering over form the curtain. The pool comes down, the rush of a storm, and the angels, all pallid and wan, uprising, unveiling, affirm that the play is the tragedy. Man and its hero, the conqueror worm.
Alright, someone clip that for me. I'm going to need that speech preserved for later.
He saw them and they saw him. Angels, uprising, its hero, the conqueror worm. We're going to have to fight a giant worm. Right, lads, we're going to need salt. We're going to need water. And giant birds.
Can I get a hard own language roll from everyone in the room here?
So that'll be myself, Ted, and Evelyn, correct?
Yeah.
A hard own language.
Is that hard as hard? Oh.
Evelyn, of course, passes. A classic Evelyn. Smashes it.
That's why I brought her, mate, for the dice.
Evelyn, you recognise the last part of what he said, man and its hero, the conqueror worm, is a direct quote from Edgar Allan Poe. That's basically what you... So he's essentially nicked that bit. Other than that, that's it for that check.
A fan of Edgar Allan Poe, are you, Cecil?
He's silent now.
I just want to give it. Sorry, I don't want to cut you off, man. I just want to give a quick shout out to the guy in chat who recognised that as Poe before you mentioned it. What a game! What a fucking game!
Holy shit!
What a Googler! What a Googler!
What a Googler!
What a Googler!
I've never met someone before who knows poems. We finally found.
Well, I bet Hoz would have. Oh, it's Edgar Allan Poe, isn't it? He says 10 seconds after. Cecil, what did Charles see in the mirror? The mirror was cracked. You said he saw the angels and they saw him. What did you mean by that?
He doesn't really reply to this. He just kind of says a few more lines. Just keeps repeating, "Dead man, dead man." The lights are all out, but nothing new from that question.
What do you know about the witch trial papers, Cecil? Did Charles read something?
It was her trial, her papers, her name, her symbols, her prisoners. Stupid, stupid, stupid. I can hear her laughing. The cries. Oh God, the cries of the newborns on her table.
Who is it? Who is she?
He just is inconsolable at the moment. He's just rocking back and forth, laughing. Ignores your question here.
Well, it seems like they've summoned this witch, is what it strikes me as. And maybe it was her trial, her papers, her name, her symbols. I can hear her laughing, the cries of the newborns on her table. That could be a witch sacrificing babies. That was a big thing that the witches did, was sacrifice babies and children. Could be that. Maybe they accidentally, in investigating these papers, have summoned a witch. Let's try some more names and see how he responds.
Can I try a quick question?
Of course.
Cecil, who was paying you for the false art?
Money. It was money. It was money with him. No love of the art. No understanding. Dollars, cents, nickels, dimes, dollars. Oh, he got offers though, didn't he? Money and money and money. Oh, he was happy. He was happy at first. So happy. Thought he'd hit the big one. Well, we both did. Poor old me. keep me in paints and good whiskey and pretty girls, eh? Well, but the price kept going up and up and up and up and up and up until we were so scared. Right, to be scared. The truth, and just lets out a sort of blood-curdling scream and grinds to a halt.
Shit.
There's a possibility that Leiter was trying to sell these papers on the side.
Possibly.
Is my thinking.
Possibly. Or they were paintings. I mean, he was talking about these paintings.
Yeah, well, it was the painting that we showed him that started the whole false art rant.
But so, what if they were painting something from the witch trials, and and that was somehow like summoning this witch spirit or something? I mean, who knows? There's something about paintings. Obviously, a lot about money. It might have been that because Leiter was had these big gambling debts. When we go to Atlantis City, we'll find out more. But he might have owed a lot of people a lot of money and was doing some shady shit on the side involving these papers and for some reason painting. I don't know what. Charles, I'm Cecil. I'm going to give you some names. Amelia Court. What do you know about Amelia Court?
Just unresponsive to that.
What about Mr. Roach? What do you know about Mr. Roach?
He kind of just laughs like Roach, but nothing of actual value.
What about Mr. Flinders? Does the name Flinders mean anything to you, Cecil? Anthony Flinders.
Just shakes his head in a no gesture. Just keeps shaking his head.
And who is Lucy? Do you know Lucy?
Sees her next. Pretty Lucy. All worms. Poor Lucy. Lucy paws. Poor Lucy. Waiting tables. But waiting.
Oh, they're gonna fucking kill
Right,
Lucy.
well, Lucy's dead.
We better get back. We should get to.
Wait. One more name. We should see if ask him about Abner Wick.
No, I immediately sort of no, not him. Bad man. He eats and eats. You can hear them in his shop, whispering, plotting, licking. Rats. The rats are in the walls. Old dirty earth. And then he's now genuinely so upset that it doesn't seem like you'll be able to get much more from him.
Okay.
At this point, you might have to squeeze in one more question potentially.
Evelyn, do you have anything?
What about if we asked him about Mr. Fallon? He's the dean of the university. You never know, he might be involved in it as well. He might be a part of a cover-up of some kind. What about Dean Fallon? Do you know anything about Dean Fallon or Hob House?
At this point now, he's just kind of sobbing gently into his arms. So, yeah, it looks like he's basically been pushed off over the edge for this. So, doesn't seem like be able to get much more from him here.
Well, we better get to the fucking roadhouse and warn Lucy.
I'd like to ask the attendant outside.
All right, we can do that on the way, but we've got to get to that. Sure, fellas, she's in big trouble. She's going to be worm food for the worm conqueror before we know it. We got to get to the roadhouse and save this poor girl.
On the other hand, if we stake her out and leave her vulnerable, they may strike and we catch them in the act.
Doctor, that's despicable.
It is accurate plotting, I think.
I'm not on board.
Anyway,
I'm not on board
either way,
with that
I think
at all.
I'd like to ask the attendant a quick question about his patient.
Okay, so you leave the room then, and the attendant is just tidying up some things across the hall. Notices that you're done, walks over and basically beckons you to start walking with him back. So if you want to ask something, you can ask him along the way now.
I was curious. How long has Mr. Hunter been in this condition?
Well, I'll have have to check his file. So he basically just doubles back and Cecil Hunter's file is basically on the wall, and he says, well, admission was, let's see, September 17th. It says here.
What's the date today?
October 2nd.
October 2nd.
Wow.
What were the? When was the someone who's got better notes than me? When was the body found?
I'll tell you in a sec. I think it was not long ago. 24th September.
24th, yeah.
24th. Okay.
So he was committed
So,
before
Before body found 24th.
a week. 1 week before Leiter's death.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else I want to ask the attendant?
The letter that Charles got from the sanatorium arrived September 17th.
Really? Saying he'd been committed.
Request a visit from Arkham Sanatorium for C. Hunter.
Is that C.
Maybe
Hunter
that was
requesting
the-
someone to visit him, or is that Leiter requesting to visit C. Hunter?
No, that's the. Just to clarify, that's basically the confirmation that he's in the
asylum.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much.
Wait,
So
did Charles have him committed?
I don't think we know that. It could just be his emergency contact, but it's certainly convenient.
We'll ask. We'll
Yeah.
ask the nurse. We're getting booted out of here anyway. We're not coming back.
We are getting thrown out for the moment. Let me just have a quick second. Let me think if there's anything else I want to ask this attendant whilst I'm here.
Was he like this when he came in?
off the top of my head, yes. No, he was. He was in this condition. He'd bitten through the tendons on his hands, but other than that, he was in the same mental state.
And who committed him?
Okay, let me have a quick check. Mr. Charles Leiter.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Has he been visited by anyone?
No, you're the
Thanks.
first. You're the first for Mr. Hunter.
Shit. Leiter had him committed. What was he getting to do for him? These paintings. Maybe he was getting him to paint forgeries for him or something, and then
There's something
selling them. He was saying money, money, money. It's all about money with him.
Well, if we're thinking forgeries, the obvious thing is he's trying to forge the papers themselves, right? Because there's been nothing to actually...
Yeah, but that's
apart
a
from one
forger,
painting.
and this guy's a painter. They're not necessarily the same thing. I mean, you
Maybe,
could
but-
be a great copier of paintings. That doesn't mean you can forge the witch trial papers.
I think it's
guess
worth
it's
keeping
possible.
both in mind, right?
Yeah.
'Cause-
What if it's the symbols? Do you remember he was talking about the symbols? What if
Yeah.
when he was painting these symbols, that drove him insane somehow? What
Or
he
it
was
released something.
is either summoned something, or the papers themselves drove him insane. He would have had to look at them and paint them. You're right.
Yeah.
Maybe he's copying. Leiter's fucking getting this lad to paint all of the bloody symbology and all that shit, so he can
Yeah.
sell the real papers and give these ones and say, "Oh yeah, these aren't genuine" or some shit.
And we've had multiple mentions of Leiter's gambling problems. That gives him
Yeah.
motive to need more money. So it's something to
He
keep
had
in
motive,
mind.
means, and opportunity. He was the only one allowed the papers. He wouldn't let anyone else
yeah.
near them. That's why he's not letting this other student near them, maybe. Because he would have said,
Yeah,
these aren't
possibly.
genuine.
Uh,
And he wouldn't let Roach near them. Roach wasn't giving them. Leiter's got them. Leiter's getting this lad to fucking forge them for him. And unfortunately, that's driven this poor lad mad. And that's why he's had him committed
yeah.
and never even fucking come to visit him.
and
But-
it's something related to Wick as well, right? Given his reaction to
Having a
Having
whip.
a whip.
What is going on? We need to get in that back
something
room.
in his shop, planning done in his shop, rats in the walls, blah 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 blah. Do you want to? I guess the immediate option is, well, let's go and rejoin
Let's
the
talk
others,
to the
right?
lads. We'll tell them what we've heard. We'll do that outside. We don't want to do it in here in case.
Yeah.
With
The walls have ears.
Right, out in the car park, we're having a fucking chat, telling you guys
Right.
exactly what happened. We've got two choices. We either go straight now to the roadhouse and try to get Lucy somewhere safe, or we just what time is it?
So you arrived here, let's say about 10:30. It's about 12:30 now. Didn't take that long. 2 hours.
So we could get to Lucy, get her safe. After we've done that, we'll go to Abner Wick's place, stake it out, wait till nighttime, get into that back room and see what the fuck is up. What do you guys reckon?
What are we going to
Sounds
tell
good.
Lucy?
That she is not safe, that Charles is into some heavy shit and we need to get her far away.
I would note that our commission was to investigate this and keep this quiet. It does not involve
She doesn't need to know anything
protecting
about the papers or
damsels
anything
in
like that.
distress.
We can just say his gambling debts. Nothing to do with the papers. We'll just say, look, the wrong people have heard about Charles's gambling debts and they might try to take it out on you. You need to get out of here. We got to give her some kind of warning. It's exactly a week since he was fucking killed, right? Well, no, it's not. It's October 1st. 30 days
October
past
2nd
September. Today is... Oh, it's now October 2nd. Okay. Well, either way, I think we've got to warn her.
Okay.
I do agree with the priest.
We could just, a couple of us could just like chill at the bar and see if something comes for her or someone.
How about we hang out at the Roadhouse? Why, the thing is, I mean, it could be a week before they turn up. I mean, if we find the right people, we can save her anyway. But we definitely can't just have her going to the same fucking places she usually goes. She can't go home and she can't go to work. She has to find somewhere else, stay with a friend or something. But we've got to warn her.
HQ.
Yeah, we could ship her to the HQ. We've got an assistant. He'll let her in. We'll give her some bus fare and stick her on a bus and get her into our HQ. And we'll get the lad that works there, whose name I've forgotten, to look after it. Does that sound good?
Yep.
See,
Yep.
We
Alright.
could even camp out at the roadhouse even after we've asked her to leave. They might ask the staff about her.
They might, but I think we've got to hit Abner Wick's place first. If nothing comes of that for some reason, that could be our next port of call before we get down to Atlantic City. All right, let's go to the Roadhouse and warn Lucy.
Yep.
Maybe just one of us goes in and warns her. We
Does she
don't.
work midday?
She was there
Yeah,
at
she
a
went.
reasonable time last time, wasn't she? I don't think we went at night time.
No, you went near the end of the day, like late afternoon.
Yeah,
She was
so
there.
she'll be there.
Yeah.
All right, why don't we'll go into the car park. One of us goes in and quietly warns her rather than all rocking up, because maybe that'll look a bit more sus when we all turn up and she suddenly goes missing. And everybody will be like, oh, yeah, it was that gang of weirdos that came in and then suddenly Lucy went missing. I think we should maybe subtly warn her.
Okay, we're on board with this.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, bundle back into the old Roy-mobile and back towards the Hibbs Roadhouse. So, who's going to be the one that goes in and warns her?
Who's the least suspicious in this setting? Probably Roy or Charlie going into a roadhouse on
think?
their own.
Roy.
I think Charlie's. I don't know. I'm a fucking.
no, I'm pretty seedy.
I'm
I
an-
think.
I'm an
You're a
obese-
priest, Ted.
I'm a fucking obese Englishman. Like, how am I
You're
going
a
to be going in
priest.
there?
Everyone,
Like,
no one's suspicious of a priest.
No one is suspicious of a priest going,
going
into
into a bar.
Into a bar.
a speakeasy in the middle of the day. I'm saying,
I'd probably say Evelyn's the least suspicious.
I think a woman going to a speakeasy on her own would be more suspicious. We just want an average bloke. Just fucking send the schnoz in. He goes in,
Yeah, I
he
know.
rocks up, he warns Lucy, job done.
Although I haven't met her yet.
Oh fuck. Alright, I'll take off the dog collar and go in incognito.
Okay. All right. So Father John's going in.
Yeah.
Right.
As
so,
John. I'm just John.
John. John. Okay. So you enter the Hibbs Roadhouse, about as busy as it was last time. You don't see Lucy anywhere straight away, so you basically just take a seat at the bar, and about 10 minutes pass, and she comes out of the back room to just go and wait more tables.
All right,
So
I'll gesture her over. I'm sitting
Yeah.
on the table at the moment. I'll just try and get her attention to come over.
Okay, so she comes over and she says, "Hey, what can I get you?" And then she looks at you, squints at you a bit, and she says, "Don't I know you from somewhere?"
You do, Lucy. I was in here yesterday, or a couple of days ago. I forget. I was investigating the death of Mr. Leiter, Charles Leiter. It's very important that you make yourself scarce. Here is an address and some bus fare. You must go to this address in New York. Is
Yeah.
that where we live? In
Yeah,
New York City. We have a friend there who'll look after you. You must lay low. When we come back, we'll tell you everything and you can be on your way. But if you stay here, there's a very good chance that you'll be killed.
And she looks around the speakeasy for a bit and says, "Well, I don't know who you are, Mister, but New York's pretty expensive. I could do with a bit of pocket money.
When
perhaps."
you get to New York, our colleague there will furnish you with everything that you need.
Okay, so you're gonna write the address down
Yeah,
and stuff.
give her the address, give her the bus fare. She's out of here.
Okay, so she stuffs it down her shirt, and she said, "Oh, fine. If that's how you want it to be, I'll go there after work." And she just goes over to another table, basically acts as though she doesn't know you, and she
All right.
just continues.
I'll finish my drink and then I'm leaving.
Okay. So it's now about say it's like half one, and you're now outside the speakeasy, the gang.
All right. Well, shall we wait until later, and then we'll rock up at Abner Wick's place and bust in and crack open that back room and find all the evil secrets?
I'd obviously there's a chance Abnerwick tries to contact us, and he said he'd get to us through the university, so we may want to.
All right, we'll hang out at the
leave a
university.
message
Let's hang out at
to
the
come through.
university, yeah.
Or hang out at the university, yeah.
Okay, so everyone's going to the university.
Yeah.
All right. So you head back to the Miskatonic University, and while you're there, a sort of general assistant kind of walks up to you and whispers that the Dean, Bryce Fallon, would like to speak with you.
Oh, very well. To the dean.
So you all make the trip to the Dean's office, and he's waiting in there, sort of looking out the window, tapping his foot. As you walk in, it's like, "Investigators, how's the investigation going? Are we any closer to finding my Arkham papers?"
How much do we want to tell him about what's happened?
Everything. He's our employer.
All right. We'll tell him everything we've
Well, I
got
mean,
so
we
far.
effectively believe that the death of this guy is related to where the papers are, so we're investigating the death first.
True. We'll tell him everything.
Okay. So, in terms of everything, what are the exact points you want to tell him about?
We'll tell him that
So
we've been to visit Cecil.
We've determined
Hunter.
that his death was indeed suspicious and not committed by normal mortal means.
Mm-hmm.
We believe it has something to do with the direct disappearance of the papers. There is a concern that he was trying to perhaps make a forgery of them to help with his gambling debts. We are also concerned about a colleague of his that went insane and that he had committed to the asylum a week before his death.
Okay.
So while there is a trail of strange doings around him, we have not located the papers as of yet.
And he paces about behind his desk for a bit, and then says, "Ah, I see. Yeah, Cecil Hunter, eh? I remember him. He was an art student here a few years ago. Bit of a tumultuous type, getting up to trouble. Surprised he's ended up in Arkham Sanatorium, though. I'll give you that. But to think, Professor Leiter involved in forgeries. Well, I knew about his gambling, to be honest, but every man has his vice, and he did good work for the university, despite all that. But this is going to be an absolute catastrophe if this gets out. Can't stress enough how important it is for us to get these papers back, especially considering the circumstances of their disappearance and Professor Leiter's now questionable background with both them and previous documents. The whole university is going to be investigated if the truth of this gets out.
Regarding
suspicious...
these papers, they may be far more dangerous than you believe them to be. We believe they may have driven Cecil Hunter mad. He's in a straitjacket in a padded cell at Arkham Asylum right now, having, we presume, tried to copy some of the symbology in the papers to forge them for Charles Leiter. This is our best guess so far, based on the things that we've heard and what we know about the man. So, whoever you get to investigate these papers next needs to be extremely careful. It may have killed one man and driven another insane.
He takes a long, hard look at you as you're saying this, and when you sort of mentioned that the sort of occult aspect of the papers, he kind of chuckles in disbelief. And after a sort of deep silence, he says, "You know, if you had said that to me before I took up this job, I would have laughed you out of my office right here and now. But, you know, I've been here long enough to know that there are some suspicious things going on at the Miskatonic University. Not quite sure what, but things that are a bit out of the ordinary. To be honest, I'm not surprised that Charles Leiter has met an untimely end in such a circumstance, but at the end of the day, the only thing that matters of right now is getting the papers back. If you can see to that, we'll consider your investigation complete, and anything else will be dealt with by the university."
Was
So,
Mr. Leiter involved with occult papers previously? Has he ever had any experience with these matters?
well, I'm not an expert in colonial history. You see, I'm graduated in mathematics, so I couldn't really tell you the importance or significance of some of these documents, but certainly there was quite a large occult scene here in Arkham. Had some famous individuals like Keziah Mason, the witch, the infamous witch from the old days, and all these cults, and obviously the Arkham witch trials. So you know, there's a rich amount of history from sort of occult angle. But no, I mean, we've never had anything remotely suspicious, at least compared to this. Mostly the documents that we get are just general bits and bobs, you know, diaries, writs, things like that. Nothing of much significance.
May I ask, do you know anything of a Mr. Abner Wick?
Wick, associate of Mr. Light, I believe. I think he's a gentleman of Arkham Town, one of these socialite types. Seen him at a couple of parties, I believe, but I'm not acquainted with the man, I'm afraid.
And you describe as an associate of Mr. Leiter. Do you know how he worked with him?
I wouldn't have a clue, but I believe they were both interested in colonial history, and Mr. Wick, I believe, sells antiquities and antiques, so they probably consulted on things from time to time. But I don't really know much more.
Okay. Anyone else got anything else to ask?
No.
No.
Okay, so in which case he ushers you out of the office with renewed vigor for you to try and bring this case to a close as quickly as possible, and you're basically escorted back to the reception, and then in the reception you get a message from the receptionist saying that your hotel tried to call you.
Which hotel?
The hotel
one
we
that
stayed
you-
at last night.
The one that you're saying.
Well, let's go have a listen then. We'll call them up.
Okay.
Father John Carver, I understand you were trying to reach us. Hello.
So it was just a quick call, basically detailing that someone tried to get a hold of you, Mr. Abner Wick.
Ah, yes.
And he's invited you to a restaurant, the Golden Palace.
Oh, some Chinese food.
Roy's
8:30.
interested. Roy's just out the door. The Golden Palace, we just see dust in the shape of Roy. Hungry Roy.
He's invited you to the Golden Palace 8:30 tonight. He says, bring your best clothes and don't be late.
Oh god, I don't know. if I have...
Only Greg has good clothes, so we just send him.
What?
Sorry, only Charles has good clothes, so the rest of us didn't invest.
Yeah, see, I was thinking ahead.
Is there any shops nearby? I can get some.
You can get
Can
us
someone bring me in a nice antique wheelchair, perhaps? Wheel me up.
I'd like to spend some of the day shopping, get some new
Well, you're
digs.
gonna buy. I'm wearing my priest's garb because that is my best gear. The armor of the Lord is all the
Yeah, I
clothes that
didn't bring
need.
mine, mate. Sorry, I've got to go get something.
What is Roy wearing?
What? He's just wearing his taxi driver get up.
What with
Yeah,
the
you're not
little,
gonna go to the Golden
the little
Palace
checked
as a
hat
fucking-
and everything like
Yeah.
that? Like a Well,
Okay, so you wanna?
Yeah, if Roy turns up to the restaurant, they're gonna think he's there to pick someone up.
We got to dress to impress.
So you're gonna have to buy some.
Are we
clothes.
splitting up? Is some of us breaking in while we're talking to him? Or
I
is
was
there
gonna
time to
say-
do both?
hold on. He's
We
invited
have-
us. They know there's
that's
this
true.
many of us. We can't
Do they?
go. Yes.
Oh, that's true.
We all rocked up in the shop. He's like, "Where's the other two?" It's like they're breaking in the new mattress back at the hotel. Not breaking into your shop at all. Because if we
To be fair, he doesn't.
We have
he doesn't
plenty-
necessarily know about all of our commitments.
You're
Yeah,
not,
well,
right,
we
lads.
could say that
If this
as
is
part
an
of the
ambush,
investigation-
I'd like us all to be there, don't you think?
Well, we got to fucking break in as well. So we're either breaking in the period between 6 and 8:30, or we're doing a little splitsy do.
I
Or we're
say
doing it very late at night.
he doesn't live in the shop, does he?
We don't know that.
We don't know.
Munt, was it like a just a shop, or was it something else? Was it like a house and there was a shop front?
It was a multi-story building, but the shop is the ground floor. All you could see was basically the shop area, the desk, and a door going somewhere.
Right.
Plus the warehouse on the back. So you don't know.
He's not going to
If
be
there's any
living in the shop. We can break in later. We'll have a meal with him, find out what we can from him if we survive this meal, and then we'll break into his shop later. We'll pretend to go back to the hotel. We'll break into his fucking shop.
We can slip something into his drink.
Okay, sure.
Let's not poison anybody. Let's just break
Well,
into
we know
his
he's a
shop.
douche.
We
Well,
do know. Well, we have the. No, we don't know he's a douche. What we have
know
is the
Hunter-
ramblings of
we
an
know
insane
Hunter.
man. He's
Yeah.
insane. There's no. We don't need to give total
He
credence.
knows how to go on post. He must know what he's doing.
Well, he does know it.
That's
Apparently, he
weird.
dropped in 2 references, and we missed one of them.
That's just lazy scenario writers unable to come up with something.
Okay, either way, I'm getting some fucking clothes. All right, I'm going bloody
I'm
shopping. on this.
I'm getting clothes as well.
Go
All right,
on,
anyone
then.
else go? Anyone else for clothes shopping?
No, but I'll come with you. I'll come with
Yeah, I'll
you.
come with.
You just
Are we
gonna
in
follow
New
us
York
around
at
the
the-
shop.
where-
I'm gonna
are
I'm
we?
gonna come with and laugh at you for not
So-
being prepared.
Basically,
in-
if you're shopping
in-
outside, you just use the same shops. Just
Yeah.
assume that it's basically the same.
Maybe I might buy a nice smoking jacket. That wouldn't be too ungodly.
Which shop is it? Wanamaker's New York.
If you could write your entire wardrobe that you're gonna buy, write.
No, I'm gonna do it in each individual message like last time, just to fuck.
No,
with you.
yeah, exactly. just write all the things separate by a comma, and then add up the total and write the total at the end. And I'll...
Sure.
Can I get a padded leather football helmet?
Do you want me to do that as well, Axel, with the stuff that I bought last time, or am I just chilling?
Somebody buy a cotton union suit.
You've got you've already got stuff, right? You've already got.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
then
bought
you're
this
Roy,
suit
fine.
with them.
Roy, buy
Yeah.
a cotton union suit. That'll look dead smart, mate.
A what?
Cotton union suit. It's only $1.48.
I don't know what it looks like.
It's basically like long johns. I was hoping you'd buy them.
Oh yeah,
It's
I
like
see
a
now.
onesie.
No, I was looking at the cashmere dress suit, mate.
Oh, la-di-da.
Bro, I don't know what these dresses look like.
Do you do them in quadruple XL?
Google them, mate.
Where are these dresses?
Okay, well, I've just googled the mohair suit, Ashwin. It's good for men who sweat heavily. I reckon that should be right up Roy's alley.
It's going to be enormous.
Oh, the mohair suit does look pretty fresh.
You'll look like Carter in Get Carter.
Right, I'm going mohair then. Mohair, which is $13.85. Well, fuck it. We needed money anyway.
I might buy a dog fur overcoat.
Where do I check my money again? Oh, cash, 40. $40 dues. Well, yeah, I'm gonna get myself
I mean, the thing
a
is,
mohair suit.
my priest's outfit is all black with a black blazer and a dog collar and a black shirt. Like, that's not unsmart, is it? That's smart enough. I don't know. I mean, you know, God was a modest fella, I'm sure.
Well, what
Also,
about
yeah,
corduroy
bear in mind-
Norfolk suit?
Assuming that you've not bought any money with you, you'll basically only have your cash and your spending level. So
Yeah.
Roy's only got $50 to spend effectively, unless you try and go to a bank or something.
Oh, that's a bit too peasanty.
Get a batwing bow tie.
No, I'm just gonna go for the old mohair suit and some Oxford dress shoes.
I will purchase
So that's
a
total-
13-room country house.
Yeah. What is it?
Now, the real question here, the most important question is: do I want a felt fedora or not?
I'm going to knock it into a puddle if you do.
Did
want
I just
one.
reduce my cash by? How do I do that?
You can
Oh,
say,
spent
"Mine lady,
$21.90,
mine a diamond."
Man dumb.
and I've now got a mohair suit.
Okay, I won't get the fedora.
Is that all
but I
you're buying?
will-
No, and Oxford dress shoes.
Just write it all out, separated by commas, in one message, and then the
And
total
plus
of
the
that
total,
at
yeah.
the end.
And then let me get a broadcloth dress shirt. That sounds lovely. Lovely jubbly. And total. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put the total in. Let me put.
No, that's wrong. Sorry. Gotten
Hey.
some Oxford dress suits instead of shoes. Oh, he's got the cashmere dress suit. Punch.
There we go.
I'm doing yours first.
Total £27.90.
So you can just deduct that from your cash.
Cash, yeah. Or could I deduct it from the group's cash? No, I won't be that corrupt just yet. It's like $32 dues remaining. Actually, no, I don't. I've got way more than that. I've got 165 cash on me. I could have spent way more than this.
So Ashton, you're just buying the suit and the shoes, yep?
Yep.
Get some
Where are
nice
where's the
socks.
footwear?
Where's the what, sorry?
Where's the footwear?
Oh, there's shoes.
What are you
You
getting?
get some
Emma?
hiking
Were you
boots.
shopping
I
something
see
as well?
shoes pumps at the bottom for women's clothing.
Pumps? No high heels?
Yeah, I was gonna say, surely he's got some stiletto
I don't
heels.
see
That's
any
so shitty.
heels.
Get some fucking hiking boots.
Spike-heeled Parisian shoes, halfway, sort of like a quarter way down.
Where's this? Oh, I see.
Like
Oh, there's
clothing.
women's clothing. Oh, okay. Right, gotcha. Sorry. Perhaps
Then we're
Evelyn.
going to go for that $90 chic designer dress.
Perhaps Evelyn.
Nah, bit too
A
expensive.
nice bathing suit might.
Oh, God.
You're not a very I don't know what the word
Every
is.
man has his voice.
We're
The
already
dean
trying to
said
do the
so.
strip.
What did he say, sorry? Never know.
Telefono.
Fucking hell, Evelyn.
Christ. Half an hour to buy some shoes and
What's
a
this getting
fucking
a
suit.
fucking pancake dress?
Pancake dress.
we'll get Munt to make it for us.
Silk crepe dress, silk handbag. It's a fucking handbag. Women, am I right?
Well, she can bring a
It's
gun
got
in
my
it.
gun in it.
Yeah, that's the point.
Okay. True.
She can't be a femme fatale without the handbag with gun.
Wait, are you adding these to people's inventories, Mum?
Yep. I haven't done yours yet.
I said,
Which
just
was
because
like a
I don't.
satin
Oh,
turban
I-
style hat.
you haven't bought anything, have you? So you're alright.
No. I never had to buy anything, but I never
Yeah.
had it added to my inventory.
Okay. Well, if there's like, if you want to buy a shoot, we can automatically assume that you had them a suit and shoes or something.
Yeah, I already did have stuff from way back when. I've got a magnifying glass, mate. I have it all.
How do I change my cash?
Change your cash.
Yeah.
Don't change your cash. Just change your.
Assets.
Actually, you could change your cash. Yeah, you can change your cash.
There's just like a spent thing for me.
You can do
I'll
it. You
just
can
add
do a
to that.
spend, and then we can replenish that later.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Cash is basically like how much you would realistically carry with you. You could theoretically change it, but right. Still at the raincoat, mate. Wear that.
Yeah, I am. On top.
And then, okay, so that is basically everyone then. Assuming Greg's already in a suit and Ted's wearing his priest stuff. Anything else we're buying before we head to the? We can assume this is going to take a whole day shopping.
Whole day?
Well, let's say so. Hey, you got here at 1:30, so we can say that it's about 4.
Wait, we got
PM now.
Evelyn with us, eh? Women!
So, we'll say it's about 4 PM. So you've got enough time to maybe do one, potentially 2 things before.
Nah, we'll just crack on. Let's go out for dinner.
Anyone want to buy lockpicks or something to break into his shop later? Anyone want to invest in
Well,
that?
I'm
Well,
thinking.
we got the key,
I
haven't
want,
we?
should we get? No, we need to
we've
get in
got
the
the
bag.
key to
We
go
need
from.
something to break the lock. Maybe like a, like.
Well, we've got
Snickers
Roy's
or whatever.
big old weight.
We
Big
do
old
have- we-
weighty Roy to just bash the door
That's
down.
not how things work.
We have the key to get from the front shop into the back rooms. We do not have any keys that give access
I
into
see.
the
Munt,
shop.
what sort of stuff is in my toolbox of many things?
It's basically nails, screws, screwdriver, hammer, wrench. Very
Right.
generic tool stuff.
I might need to
My
get
my
might need to get some
locksmith
cutters.
is my locksmith is a fat old one. So,
Yeah, so if we
So
want
you
to, perhaps
Which shop is it? All weather.
it might be
Oh,
general
okay.
store to be honest.
Hunting knife. Yeah, it might be. It could be Thorsten's
Dawson's
tools.
tools actually. Yeah.
Doesn't seem to be like a snipping thing, but I could get a handsaw. Alternatively, I try and fucking just smash it.
we could try and crowbar our way in.
Crowbar a lock.
We don't. Do we have a crowbar?
No, but you can buy one from Thorsten's. I mean,
did-
No, we've got 2 crowbars.
Dynamite.
We need another.
yeah, we could try. We could try and
Dynamite.
Jimmy
I
the
could get a
crowbar door
rotary
open.
tool grinder.
We can also
Right.
try and smash the small window and chuck a tiny person
Hand
through.
grenade. Hand grenade.
I
Dynamite.
should-
check if there's anything obvious.
I'm just
that
gonna
helps
grab
us get in.
the. Oh no, I've already got a handsaw. I can try and saw the lock off.
We got a handsaw. We can try with that. Well, I'm satisfied we have enough stuff to break in.
Yeah.
I have no more shopping to do.
yeah.
Klaus is gonna go and spend the rest of the day having a nice fish down on the Boston shore.
Jesus Christ.
Roll fish
Roll.
skill.
Okay.
I don't think
I
need to
will
use my
not be
fish skill
joining
for
you.
this.
Okay, so are we going to go to the restaurant?
Yeah,
now?
yeah.
Yeah, take 30.
We are
That's the restaurant.
fucking tooled up, by the way.
Yeah. So you head on down to the Golden Palace in a nice part of town, and it's fairly busy. It's not packed. It's not filled to the rafters, but there's still quite a few people there in well-dressed attire.
Even their clothes are well dressed. Wow.
The waitress at the entrance asks for your names, and after giving them, she
Father John Carver.
tells you to follow her, and you go to a sort of back space that's kind of separate, one of these sort of separate, not really a room, but it's kind of cordoned off with a nice curtain and things like that. So it's still part of the main room, but it has a lot more privacy than the normal tables. And sitting down is who you assume to be Abner Wick.
Let's greet him warmly so that he doesn't suspect anything.
And as he sees you, he gives a hearty smile, stands up, arms open, investigators, and basically
Shit.
welcomes you and gestures you to sit down. He's Wick himself is a large man, like Roy. He's a large.
He's
man,
a Roy. My God.
Oh.
fleshy.
It's an
He's in
eating
it.
contest. Let's go.
Man versus food.
He's in his late 40s.
Old then.
It
He's
looks-
old.
Holy
Yeah,
shit!
yeah.
Roy is 48.
Brother.
And he has the impression of someone who used to have a powerful physique, but after years and years of sort of indulgency and excess, he's
Just
now
say it's
kind
me. Just say it's me. All right.
of,
Is he bald?
no,
No.
he's got a comb over.
Yes.
Oh, he's on the way.
This is actually the picture of Roy.
Have we got a picture of this lad?
Yeah, I'll reveal it right now.
Is this under people?
Yeah, there he is.
Oh, no, that doesn't look like me at all.
Where is he?
He's there,
Oh.
bottom middle.
Oh no, he doesn't. No. Oh god.
No,
He
he's
do-
a
he
big
does
boy.
have
He
a
looks
Roy.
very sinister. My god.
He's a Roy boy.
He does look
So he
sinister.
also has a slightly pungent odor, which is masked by a lot of cologne, and his pallor is kind of sickly, like he has some kind of illness afflicting him. But despite that, after his introduction with you, you get the impression that he's a calm socialite that is sort of genuine and just a nice lad. It seems like that from when you first meet. So he beckons you to sit down. Waitress comes over, asks for food, asks for drinks, goes off to get drinks, and now it's just you and him sitting at this table. So he kind of stands up and says, "Well, thank you everyone for joining me on this fine eve with such short notice. I'm glad you're all dressed the part. I must say you look spectacular, especially you, Evelyn." And he kind of bows slightly towards Evelyn.
Does he tip his fucking comb over, much like one would tip a fedora?
And then to Father John, he's like, "My apologies for having drinks at the table, Father, but as you can see, this is a establishment. So
there's nothing in the Bible about not having a drink. Don't forget the communion wine, after all. And Jesus was the one who turned water into wine, so the Lord loved to drink. The Lord loved to drink, so he did.
A very good point, Father. I'm a fan of priests such as yourself that interpret the true meaning of Christ.
Well, you'll find me a believer in more things than just drinking. I like women and gambling and... Oh, no, sorry, I've said too much. No, I'm only kidding. I'm not actually saying that.
Don't we all? You don't go very far in the upper echelons without appreciating some of those things, Father,
Indeed. Well,
so,
what have you called us here for, Mr. Wick?
Kind of looks at you, pauses for a second, and says, "Well, how have you been finding your time here in Arkham? You arrived only a few days ago, did you not? Is it much to your liking?"
Yes, it's a lovely town. We've toured the university and many of the other buildings in the town, just getting a feel for the place, and we like it a lot. Yeah, it's a lot to learn.
Oh, great. And you're from New York. Am I right? New York?
Yes, normally in New York.
The Big Apple.
Yes, myself not originally, and of course Roy neither, but
no.
In fact, nor Klaus.
And nor Klaus.
You've come from New York, yeah.
New York brings people together.
Wait, the Schnoz is actually from New York, isn't he?
The Schnoz is in New York.
The Schnoz is from New York.
I am, yeah.
Where's Evelyn from?
Vancouver.
Fucking hell. Lardy fucking da.
So at this point, the drinks have come in, and he raises a toast as well to the Big Apple. Then bringing people together, and toast.
Are we gonna drink these drinks?
What have I got? I reckon I had a pint of lager.
Pint of best, please, love.
Well, if you don't want to drink, you'll have to say now before I progress.
I'm drinking.
I want several.
I'm just knocking them back.
I want to get bevved up, yeah.
I am not drinking. I'm going to raise my drink, and when everyone's drinking, just put my drink back down.
I'll do the same.
Get a shot and then chuck it over your shoulder.
In a bar pot.
Someone behind him. Oi!
3, 2, 1.
We're actually just going to turn into Three Stooges. It's inevitable.
Mr. Wick has a very very fancy bottle of champagne on the table for himself and anyone else that cares for it. So
well, why not if he's paying?
He has a drink himself. No, absolutely help yourself to this champagne, investigators. But by all means, enjoy yourself. This is a fine establishment in Arkham, one that I'm personally invested in, and I hope you have
how it is.
Fantastic evening. So there's a bit of small talk, bit of chatter. He's asking you, what you do and things like that, and then after a while, he kind of turns to Father John and he says, "So, what brings you to Arkham then? I hear you've been at my shop. Anything that interests you there at all?"
Well, we're just following up leads, really. You know, Charles Leiter sadly had this tragic heart attack, and we were just asked to come in and see if we could find out who he'd been talking to in the previous days. Because, of course, he'd kept a lot of his research private, so it's quite difficult to continue it. So we were really just hoping that he'd spoken to people about it, and we could put some of the pieces together for the university so they could carry on researching these wonderful papers that he was looking at. So, yes, for the time being, really, we haven't found much. Of course, the man's sadly dead. So mainly we're just having to talk to anyone that he might have known.
Oh, of course. It sort of gives a small clap. Well, I applaud you for your thorough investigation of Mr. Leiter's unfortunate demise. You know, me and Leiter, we go far back. Used to help him a bit with various documents that he managed to obtain at the university. You know, something of a enthusiast of colonial history myself, so always the delight to see the sort of documents and papers that go outside of the public eye. You know, that sort of privilege. But I'm saddened to hear of his death. He was a promising young professor at the university. I'm sure he'll be missed.
Absolutely.
Say died of a heart attack, was it?
That's what it seems to be. Yes, of course. The doctor here has helped with the autopsy, and heart attack it was. Very sad. Young man like that dropped down in his prime. But we were mainly trying to find out, you know, if maybe he was a big drinker or something like that might have pointed to what caused it. But so far, everyone we've met has just said wonderful things about him, as you have. So it's kind of a dead end. And quite honestly, we'll probably be headed back to New York soon enough.
Well, I mean, of course, if that's where investigation leads you, then so be it. I mean, Mr. Leiter, you know, I'm not sure if you're aware, but bit of a gambler. You know, like I say, everyone's got their vice, and
we had heard that. Yes, we had heard that. Very sad when a young fella like that gets caught up in something as foolish as gambling. It's a shame. It's a real shame.
Yeah. Well,
you don't suppose there was? You're not implying that there was some kind of link between his gambling and his death, were you? Because, I mean, might it have been the stress of gambling debts or something like that could have driven him to such a terrible end?
Well, I'm no doctor. I'm sure Mr. Heisler here has a bit more insight on that than I do.
Dr. Heisler.
But you know, between friends here, let's just say that there were perhaps some unsavory individuals looking for Mr. Leiter recently that I've picked up on from some of my birds around town.
I see.
It seems that Mr. Leiter's made an enemy of certain people in Atlantic City. And, well, if it was a heart attack, then perhaps he was spared a more gruesome and undeserving death.
Good heavens.
Perhaps he got off lightly, all things considered.
Well, perhaps we should go to Atlantic City and see what we can find out there. Where would you say we should start?
Oh, I wouldn't know. Me and Leiter, we're only on terms sort of professionally. You know, I didn't really pry into his private life. It's unbecoming of a man of my standing. So you'll have to ask about for that, I'm afraid. But you know, investigators, I'm sure Mr. Fallon has, you know, offered a generous reward for your services, provided you retrieve the missing Arkham witch paper trials, which I'm not incorrect in saying have vanished.
Well, that's the first we've heard of it. What about these papers?
Well, I mean, these papers are. I don't know how much you know of Arkham, Arkham history, but quite a few enthusiasts in the area and abroad that are interested in articles from that period of time. And let's just say, were the Arkham Witch Paper trial papers to, let's say, fall into my hands, then said individuals might be able to, obtain them for a very modest fee, and that might find its way into your hands as a sort of thank you for your assistance.
Are you
Purely
willing...
theoretical, of course.
Of course, theoretical, but in theory, how much would you say these papers are worth?
Klaus.
Well,
Always thinking of the Geld.
I haven't seen them myself, so I would have to obviously take some time to look through and see how authentic they are and how much of the content is truly valuable. But I could say it could easily reach 10,000, but for the right buyer.
Gosh.
Had you worked with Mr. Leiter on projects recently at all?
Well, you see, Mr. Leiter's an interesting man. Or he was, at least. He had a knack for getting hold of valuable copies of certain authentic documents that then went into the sort of wider market, and they ended up being quite a valuable source of income for him, I believe. And of course, collectors definitely delighted to get their hands on authentic versions of these delightful documents.
I'm gonna show him the letter about Cecil Hunter being committed, and ask him if he knows anything about who Cecil Hunter might be, and just say, when we were looking around Mr. Leiter's offices and his house, we did find this letter, but we can't make head nor tail of it. What do you think this might mean?
This is the one that's
the one that said he's been
Story.
committed. Yeah.
Well, I don't know who this Mr. Hunter is, I'm afraid, but there's two sides to this business. Obviously, there's the obtaining of these sort of documents and historical artifacts, and then there's let's say producing worthy copies of said documents that might intrigue certain individuals in the wider market. So
how would this Mr. Hunter be involved?
Well, supposedly, if in the art world, one has to avoid all manner of forgeries and fakes. It's it doesn't take much imagination to believe that there are skilled individuals out there that could copy.
But so you didn't know Hunter, but you'd heard of him.
I have not heard of Mr. Hunter, no.
But you know he's an artist or something.
In order for Mr. Leiter to provide these goods to individuals such as myself or other individuals interested in these documents, one must have someone to assist in producing quality copies of these items of interest.
And you got all that from this letter. That's quite remarkable, I must say. That's quite remarkable.
No. Leiter was not a man of art, so it is not a stretch of the imagination to assume that in order for him to put these goods out into the market, he must have someone to essentially create these copies of these documents.
I see. And you think it was this Hunter fellow?
It could well be. I don't know the man, but if in this situation, one would have to work with someone, or someone of Leiter's with Leiter's understanding of art. He would not be able to do it himself, so someone else must be involved.
Fair enough. This lad's fucking knows exactly who this bloke is.
When Mr. Leiter was providing you these copies of the authentic documents, were you only taking in certain selections? Did he pass them on to any other people who were interested in these kind of transactions?
Well, it's a market. It's a market just like any other.
Oh, of course, every man has a right to make his money. Of course.
But I'm not the only one at the table. There are others from other countries and even in Arkham that desire these documents to get their hands on them. So one would bid a certain amount to garner interest, and naturally, as many auctions and markets, the highest bidder walks away with the spoils.
Of course.
Unfortunately, the Arkham Witch Paper trials, Arkham trial papers. Let's say they garnered a lot of interest, and to be modest, I consider myself sort of a wealthy individual. I can afford the finer things in life, but even the bidding for the papers was far beyond anything that I could hope to reasonably spend on. Hence, why I am so willingly giving you such an insight into Mr. Leiter and his operations, on the understanding that for my help in you retrieving the papers and getting the investigation to a close, that I scratch my back, you scratch yours. Arkham papers were to
assure you, we understand the
find my
concept
way
of quid
into my
pro
shop.
quo.
Very good.
How did Leiter get the? How did Leiter? Wait. Just one sec. Let me stop brain fart.
So at this point, we're just tucking into some grub. The food's out. You're now basically halfway through the meal. So anyone else has any questions? Otherwise, it's just mostly small talk.
I have a small interest in tomes, authentic tomes of old tomes and those sort of things. How would one gain access to these auctions?
Ooh, a purveyor of history and antiquities. Mr. Heisler.
I consider myself a bit of an expert in Latin documents in particular.
Dr. Heisler. Well, it's a fascinating area. You won't be wanting of interesting things to delight over in your years. But first you would probably have to have someone to provide assurance that you're a shall we say trustworthy individual, and then once you have access to the sort of inner circle that deals with these kind of auctions, then you're simply free to make a bid like anyone else. It's not too difficult of a process, but I can assure you the money required to bid on most of these items is far beyond what any normal man might normally be able to afford, if you'll excuse my bluntness.
I appreciate your honesty, if nothing else. Fuck, I want those tomes, goddamn.
Greedy for more magic that's only going to get us into trouble.
I've had a taste of fish, Ted, and I want more.
You've not even seen what the spell looks like, man.
all I
could
can
summon
if
a
I want to
thousand
summon
salmon.
100 bloody salmon to the to the water's edge, I will do so happily. Is there any? Okay. Anyone else want to ask anything whilst I'm reading back?
I could sneakily find out where he lives. And send because I want to send him a letter. I'm going to ask him for a correspondence address, so that like.
Shall I ask him for it so that if I want to
Yeah. I'll give Klaus a nudge under the table. I'll rub my leg sensuously against his leg.
Place your hand upon my knee.
That's the signal. Get his address.
And so if I were to, when I have a bit more means to me, as you'll say, if I was to be interested in getting in contact with you, perhaps to make a sale, where should I write to you?
Oh well, Doctor, just send it to my shop, Unconsidered Trifles. That's where all my professional and personal mail gets delivered to, and I'm sure I'll be with you as soon as I possibly can.
I place my knee upon Wick's leg and give it a place my hand upon Wick's leg and give it a gentle squeeze. Are you sure there's not something? No. Earlier you mentioned some unsavory individuals looking for Mr. Leiter. Do you know any more about them?
Well, I can't really go into too much detail there. I only vaguely know about it, but yes, I've heard that there's a couple of suspicious individuals from Atlantic City looking around Arkham into the death of Mr. Leiter. Of course, they, might believe that he's not in fact dead and simply avoiding his troubles, but unfortunately I don't really know much more than that. Not really confirmed anything per se. It's all suspicion at the moment, but I'd watch your backs, investigators, if you decide to mess with the wrong crowd.
We're only here for the simple truth. We don't want to get in any danger.
Well, what next?
Well, it's probably time to go, Robbie, and
yeah. So you're gonna wrap up the meal. So as the meal wraps up, he basically reminds you that were the papers to make their way to his hands, that you would be reimbursed for a substantial amount of money, essentially several $1,000s, and that's obviously the payoff there. So he leaves you on a friendly note, asks you to enjoy the rest of your evening, and then goes back to smoking a cigar by himself with the rest of the champagne. So it's now about 11 p.m. at night that you finished.
Time for a break-in.
You're gonna break in right now. Come on.
What time of day is it?
It's 11
p.m.
Oh, yeah, let's fucking do it.
Any objections? Anything else anyone wants to do first, or are we going to unconsidered?
It's job down break-in time.
I'd like to get changed, I think. Can't break in a dress.
Right, so are you gonna go back to the hotel and get changed, or?
Yeah.
Okay, it's just gonna take a bit of extra time. So you're gonna go back to the hotel, get changed into normie gear, and then head to the Unconsidered Trifles, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So when you get to the shop, the shop window is obviously completely dark. It's now closed, but there is a light coming from a window on the second floor, above where the entrance of the shop is.
Okay. Can we try, just out of curiosity's sake, let's see if they have actually locked it up. Can we try just gently opening the bottom door? Not so far that it rings the bell though. Just
Yeah.
handle.
It's locked.
It's locked, right? We don't have a lockpick. That has been discussed. So I believe we're smashing through the padlock, correct?
Yes. I'm gonna
Or we're
try-
smashing through a
try-
window.
Yeah, let's try the hacksawing, I guess, first.
So did
Okay,
you guys
so
see
They,
that?
they will hear this.
This
if
is
there's people inside.
Wait, are
completely.
they inside?
The lights on.
There is a light on upstairs.
This is
Ooh.
completely outside the game. But did you guys see the BTS is folding?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
just
man.
saw that.
Oh, that sucks. Sorry, carry on.
Yes, so there is a light upstairs.
One is secretly gleeful that his competition is collapsing. He will takes one step closer to dominating the Dota universe.
Yeah, well, Blast exists, I'm afraid, so...
Blast aren't there though, so it's
No, that's to be...
fine.
Not yet. Not yet. But they crush you guys on CS, I can't lie.
Right.
Anyway, yes.
Is it worth trying to make a distraction? Like maybe the lads have a fake argument out the front.
I mean, I guess the first question he's asking is, do we want to commit to this anyway? We know that someone's in. We can turn around and leave. And go to Atlantic City instead and see if we find answers there. Do we still want to risk this break-in?
Right. And what's Klaus's opinion on the matter?
Klaus is very interested in what illicit
Well, there we go.
Mr. Boots.
I just kind
Klaus
of want to saw something.
Klaus is separate to Plague. Plague is saying, "Are we sure we want to maintain this risk?" Klaus is very interested.
I'm wondering how loud the saw is going to be. Will the saw alert the person inside? Are they upstairs?
The
did you say?
only real way we can tell is when we start bloody soaring.
So
You
I
said
will
they
say,
were upstairs, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, the situation is, first floor is dark. A window on the second floor is lit up. But remember that you're on a side street. It's not abandoned. There are lights on in other buildings. So it is just a sort of a commercial street essentially. So it's not like you're the only people about. There are also people occasionally walking past.
Yeah.
Um,
So we've got to smash and grab it, really. I would say.
Well, no, but we're on the. Oh, so no, we're on the street, aren't we?
Yeah, if we go with this, we kind of have to smash and grab.
And we're on the street by the front door. Is the back door with the padlock also in a public area?
Yeah.
Yes, because
Yes.
basically these streets are all just commercial streets, and this is just in the middle. Of the
Is there a window on the side, like down an alley or
There is a
anything
small
like that?
window that we could.
There's
chuck
a window. So there's a window at the front, obviously, where the display is and stuff like that. At the back, the doors for the loading bay, essentially, that goes where the vehicles go in, and a small window next to that. It's about 40 centimeters by 40 centimeters.
Well, we could try and get Evelyn through that small window. And she can let us in from the inside.
Still got to make a lot
But
of fucking noise.
The padlock is still. How would she let us in from the inside?
Gregory. At least we know he's not a
The
cat
front
burglar.
door, right?
True.
Because we don't have the unless it's just latched on the front door. But I believe
Well,
it's locked.
Padlock.
Yeah.
There's a padlock on the back.
There's a padlock on the back door, but the front.
The front is just like it's just been locked with a key, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So
But
either
it's
way,
also
we're not
facing
getting
the
in.
street.
Yeah, either way, we're not.
Both
getting in
sides are
that way.
facing the street.
Yeah.
Both
Yeah,
sides are facing
Chilling,
the street.
chilling. Let's just fucking wham our ways in, then.
What?
What?
So by whamming, are we hacksawing or are we shattering glass, running through?
There's no way we hacksaw that padlock anytime tonight. It'll take forever.
I do think we have to smash and grab because it's just on the street. Like we need to get in and get out.
If we get nicked, we can't get arrested for breaking in. We're doing an investigation. The universe will be informed. We'll have to relay to the police everything that we've been up to. It's a big risk. Might there not be a way in from one of the upper stories? Have we thought about that? Getting on the roof and looking for some kind of access panel where we're not on the fucking street breaking into a fucking shop.
So you wanna do a scout around the higher areas of the.
Yeah, let's have a little bit more of a look around first.
All right, let's do a.
Group spot hidden.
It's time. Let's instead do a group read lips.
Alright, well it's dark, so it's quite hard to make out. So let's do a normal spot hidden for everyone.
Oh,
Oh,
the
God.
schnoz!
I
Holy
see.
shit! Greg has temporary
I see.
blind.
I looked so hard that I forgot to breathe and kill.
Who rolled 100 on Roy? And 100 on Charlie?
Temporarily blind.
Me and Roy we're looking so intently we walk backwards and get hit by a car in the road.
I think you guys have been drinking.
We're gonna make a lot of noise
Yeah.
doing our
Chinese
spots, right?
restaurant.
Yeah, so as you're looking about, Roy and Charlie, you accidentally fall into a car as you're looking up. Not like a car that's driving, a parked car, and the sound of metal and basically the fact that you just
The suspension just collapses.
you've just
Yeah.
fallen into a vehicle. And
What does Klaus see in the moments before chaos begins?
Klaus, you see that there's a pipe that leads up from a building adjacent to the shop, and the ledge that the windowsill, well, basically the windowsill ledge it juts out just enough that theoretically someone could make a jump from the pipe to the window ledge and get to the window.
Well, I'm not doing that.
No,
I
I'm
don't want
not
to come
doing
over all
that.
Gregory, but who's a bit of a who's a bit of a jumper?
I've got decent. I'm quite a dexterous man.
Where's jump?
There is a specific jump skill in
Climb.
the fire.
You'll have to do a climb and then probably a jump.
Where's climb?
My jump is 20.
Mine is
Yeah.
20, my
Climb.
climb is 20. I have dex 70, but unfortunately I can't do anything.
It won't be.
Where's climb?
It's under
but yeah,
arts and
oh,
crafts,
yeah,
unbelievably.
mine is
Mine's not
both
looking good.
20.
Yeah, mine's really not good.
Evelyn?
Nah.
Alright,
Nah.
I mean, I can go in.
I'll
on
fucking do it! Get me up the fucking drain pipe. Come on.
Christ.
Okay, I'm gonna try and position myself
As a giant
to
cushion.
catch.
Yes.
to catch.
Right. Okay. So you're going to try and catch.
No, we're as a group.
the
We're gonna
At least break is falling
Okay.
somewhere.
we're gonna all position below to try and catch in case he falls.
Hold Roy's shirt out like one of those blankets the firefighters use.
Right.
Up,
So
up I go.
roll a climb for me then, Ted.
Bear in mind I am sober. Hop!
That's not good.
Ah!
Okay. So as you climb the pipe, the sort of first steps, you basically know that it's going to take a lot of effort to climb the pipe, so you're
I'm not up to it.
100% sure if you. Now you could theoretically push the roll to try and.
I don't think it's worth it, because
Try
then
and
I've got
do
to
it.
try and do a fucking jump at the end of it as well. This isn't happening. Have we not got rope? And a grapple?
Yeah, we do. We do have rope.
But with no one up there.
Someone definitely bought rope.
That still
They probably
would
don't have
require
rope.
would require climb.
No, you tie a fucking crowbar around the rope, toss it up there, it lodges onto the
Well,
back.
why don't I just get a fucking hammer out and smash his padlock?
I think we're smashing the padlock.
Fine, we're smashing the padlock.
I think the hammer would be quicker.
We need to make a distraction.
Yeah, I will say that basically, based off where you are, noise breaking in, it will be almost certainly noticed by someone at some point. So you have to be braced for that.
What if we started some trouble down at the other end of the street? We'll have a pretend brawl. People will come out and be
If there
distracted
are
by
any
that.
sort of like dustbin lids about, throw them about. They make a lot of noise.
True.
Right, what is that? What does that achieve? Sorry, that's been...
All that was doing
Wait,
is bring
I've
more
got an
people
idea.
out
I've got an
onto the
idea.
street.
Somebody
Right.
make a big racket away from the shop and be fooling around pretending to be super drunk, and the police will turn up and everyone will be distracted and watching that, and you can be smashing the lock, and then I'll
Police
turn
will
up and be
turn
like,
up.
don't worry, I'm his priest, he's got trouble drinking, I'll make sure he gets home. Don't worry, I'm taking him home now, I do apologise. Otherwise it's just a night in the slammer for drunk and disorderly. You'll be grand.
Right.
You've got to convince the police of that. How's your
I'm
persuasion?
very good at that.
Okay, fine. Well,
Right,
I'm
run me
just-
through
I'm
this
just
plan.
smashed.
Yeah, I'm lost on this plan as well. How
Alright.
does this help us not be noticed?
Because we're not gonna distract them outside the shop, but we're gonna be on the other, like at the junction at the top of the street. So we'll get
Okay.
people looking out of their windows towards us, while you're hitting the lock. They'll be hearing us going, "Ah!" and shouting and banging trash can lids together. So they'll be focused on that because it's noise and flashing lights and shit, and you guys can get in and out. If we just smash the lock, they'll hear it and they'll be looking at you. So we need a distraction.
is there no way of like sort of like these lads above,
Hmm.
whoever they are? Is there no like doorbell?
We just wait
or
until they
anything?
go to sleep.
No, is there no doorbell or like any way to contact them?
What, you're gonna be
Do
like,
you know-
"Hello, we'd like to use your flat to break into the shop below."
No, but just to chat to them, like you could pretend to be a fucking Jesuit or whatever.
A Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah.
They're gonna slam the door in my face. Is there
There's
not
no
a
light.
So is there not like a front door leading up to these lads' apartments that are above the shop, or is it just the shop?
It's the only door for this building is the one going to the shop.
So wait, this
And-
is not on like a row of buildings. This is like a separate building.
It's so basically it is a row of buildings, but on one side, the right hand side, if you're looking at it looking at the front, the right hand side it's separated by an alley to the next row of buildings.
So it's a
and on the left-hand side-
semi-detached.
Yeah, and the left hand side there's another row of buildings, and one that seems to be residential is basically next to it. It's the same design, but this one is just like they all have one door going into what you would assume would be like staircase leading to more apartments.
So but if we go down the alleyway and around the back of this shop,
Yeah,
it's still residential in the alleyway.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like a back street, so it's not as
I've got it.
populated.
I've got it. Get the car. All right, and
We're ramming the shop.
no,
No, that's
no,
terrible.
I like that. And we'll crank the hood on the car, and we'll bang on something not important. And when you hear, we'll bang in time. When we're banging,
Right.
you
I like
hit
it.
the padlock, so it'll sound like it's just us. Anyone looking out the window will just see some lads hitting their car. They won't
Yeah,
see
that's
you
fine.
lads round the back. What do you think?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. Fuck it.
Alright.
I'm gonna bring the car around. I'll give a crowbar to Father John. And the
But it
lads
needs to look
are
like
gonna-
we're trying to repair it, right? Like we're trying to
Yeah.
do legitimate mechanical.
Wait,
repair.
I'll give him a tool set as well, and they
Yeah,
can
give him
look
the
like
tool
they're
set, and
doing
we can
something.
just
But I'll take the
improvise.
hammer out.
I'm gonna hang near the person breaking in for speedy entrance.
Okay. So
Wait,
right.
once we park the car up, just detach something easily reattached, something that could easily come loose, like just some plug or something like that, so that if anyone turns up to help us, they'll be like, "Oh, Father, look, it's just this." I'll be like, "Ah, bless you, me soul, ah, bless you," and I'll be on my way. And give it the Blarney. How about that?
Sure.
Can Roy use his knowledge of car engines to ascertain which bit of the car we can do that to without fucking it?
I mean, these cars were super simple back then. Like, it was
Yep.
literally like there'll be some belt or just a fucking plug. You just take that off, and there's your
But we
start
can't
mode.
just assume we know things.
Yeah,
No,
you're a
I
tab
mean,
driver.
you can safely, Roy, with your mechanical repair, you can detach something that you can easily put back. Like
Right.
it's not, you know cars enough. You're not under pressure at this
Yeah.
point, so it doesn't require you to do a roll or anything.
It would be like if I wanted to. I mean, if my
This is literally
computing
gonna be those.
skill.
You know those like TikTok videos where someone tries to hide a fart by coughing, and then they just cough and then let rip a massive fart. It's gonna be exactly like
Just
that.
I'm gonna do the banging like bang, bang.
Yeah, basically, I'm
Bang.
gonna listen to Father John's.
Just
banging,
try and get the
I'm
rhythm. Get the
banging
rhythm going while I'm banging. So you're
I'm not
hitting,
gonna say I'm banging on a
Like
1.75
the
second
Indiana Jones thing.
just like that when the lad is puts
The-
down
the
his little
library man
puts down his
stamping
little
the
gavel.
books.
Yeah, like that. That guy looks at the
So
stamp.
is
like,
anyone else going to be with Father John for the?
I think
the
Evelyn
selling
can
of
just
the
stand there
scores?
looking unimpressed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
needs to
that's
be a
what I'm
bigger
doing
group with
anyway.
Father John than with
Yeah.
Roy.
Okay, so I just want a quick run through of who's doing what. Father John, you're doing
banging away and distracting.
on the car.
On the
Roy,
car.
Yeah. Roy is smashing the lock.
okay.
I
Evelyn,
think
Standing next to the car.
Charlie.
I unless I give Roy the key, I will probably be with Roy. Would you like the key, Roy, or would you just like me to be with you?
I think
mean,
you've got
I
a
presume
couple of you
Klaus is
going
going to be
in.
coming in with me,
I've got
so
because I've
you can
got
give Klaus the
the
key.
Latin knowledge.
Also,
Yeah,
aren't we
okay.
going into the room that Klaus wants to get into anyway?
Yeah.
Roy,
Oh,
you
cool,
could stand
because-
outside and keep watch from that side.
I'll give the key to whoever then, and then
Alright.
stand with
2 and a 3.
Father John.
No, you
Okay.
got to keep watch. You got to keep watch outside where they've broken in.
Oh, okay, I'll do that then.
Just like be up against the wall having a smoke or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, so
Mission engage.
right. So Roy brings the car around the back street, and you're gonna park it a bit away from where the door actually is, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just a bit down the street. It's pretty silent in the back street. There's a few lights on.
Do you want to light a cigar, Ted, and just waft some smoke
Sure.
over the engine?
Yeah. I'll rest my cigar in there. I'll get it good and hot. Put some smoke under the bonnet, and I'll put the cigar there, and I'm gonna start banging it. So there's like an extra bit of smoke coming off it, and I'll do my best Irish curses.
Okay, so plan gets put into action. So Father John, you've started to your car has supposedly broke down in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
And you are now pretending to fix
To
it.
fix it, yes.
Yeah. So you're gonna try and time it, right? With the
I'm hitting in a rhythm,
Yeah.
and
It's a quick
up to
time
Roy.
event.
It's
It's
up to
okay,
Roy
basically a quick
to
time
hit
event,
with
yeah.
me.
right. Well, every bang, I'm gonna need you to make a strength check to.
Oh boy. Okay.
So we'll say we'll start off with the. Let's say the first bang. The first couple of bangs is just to get the rhythm going. The third
Yeah.
one is the first time you actually.
Okay. I'm going for it.
So, and you open it with a hacksaw, right? Or
No, I was going to go for the hammer.
a hammer. Okay, right. Yeah. Go for the. Give me a strength roll, Roy.
Go on, Roy.
Yes, Roy.
Right.
That's a good first hit.
Okay. So the first hit, basically, you can feel that the padlock almost instantly gives way.
Oh shit.
It's not completely detached yet, so you'll probably need one more hit.
Okay.
So if you have to roll me another strength check for.
Roy!
Alright.
Oh.
Roy
so-
destroys the door.
So on the fourth strike of the car, you hit the padlock again, and the whole thing just breaks basically, and the
Oh,
chain
shit.
falls away.
I'm going to symbol to Father John that we're all okay here.
Alright, I'm gonna put the car back together and carry on then.
Oh man, and the man looks out the window and says, "It's midnight, for God's sake!" Just like
I'm sorry,
shut
I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. I've sorted it now.
So Roy and Charlie are at the door. What do obviously the car is still out in the middle of the road. What's the plan from here?
Well, I believe that. I guess it's.
There are parking spaces nearby, like on the street, so you could park close.
Yeah, I think we park. It's just about who's going in and who's keeping watch. I mean, we said Schnoz is keeping watch.
It might be an idea to have you ready in the car now that we've.
Oh yeah, I
Do you
can
know
be
where I'm going?
actually getaway driving.
I think it's
Let's do
probably an
that.
idea. You
Yeah,
wait
yeah.
in the car. I'll go in with.
No, you need to be watching, bro.
No, someone else can watch now, right? Because we're no longer doing
I
car
can't-
deception. So Schnoz can
Yeah.
come in as my personal bodyguard.
Oh, I guess Schnoz is
Yeah.
our spot hidden guy. So come
I
in.
can't let Klaus go in by himself either.
Yeah, that's a recipe for fucking disaster if you unleash Klaus by himself.
So there was nothing in there. Pockets just
someone needs
overflowing.
to keep a fucking eye on Klaus. That's all I'm saying. So I think, at the very
And
least,
then
me and Charlie
Charlie
go in.
and not Charlie, John and Evelyn can sort of linger around the car and outside. You know,
Ready for
You
a
want to
quick
stay
getaway.
inside the car or?
We're gonna
Like,
loiter
you're gonna stay-
outside.
Okay.
I've
you
got
can have a
to
smoke.
finish this cigar, obviously.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So the people
The
going
boy's gonna be in
inside,
the driver's seat.
it's Roy in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Klaus and Charlie are going in, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Evelyn and Father John are outside in the car. All right, inside now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Roy and Charlie,
I'm not. What's happening here?
sorry, not Roy. Charlie and Klaus. Now, because it seems like there's someone potentially awake upstairs,
It's the stealth check.
you will
Oh,
probably
no
have
way.
to do some stealth checks here.
Oh, amazing.
Roll stealth.
Roll.
So,
This is what I've been waiting for.
so you enter
What's-
into the. You sort of slip into behind the loading bay doors, and it's basically just a bunch of shelves, some general tools and things for automobile repair, and there's a door that goes into the left. So there's nothing really of note in this place. So if you want to just go in straight away through the door,
I whisper to Charlie, try the key on it. Try
Yes,
try
yes.
the key on it.
Where's the key?
I will, Klaus. I will. And then,
you don't
yeah,
even
we'll go in.
you don't even need the key. It's just open.
Oh.
It's like a normal. Obviously, they
Oh.
assumed that the padlock on the back was enough.
Foolish fool.
But this door actually leads into the building. So you go in, and the door that you've entered is it's a small storage room with a bunch of boxes, a table, and most of the sort of boxes are just filled with antiques and things similar to the ones out front. So it basically just looks like a storage room. As you walk in, boxes are to your right, stacked against the wall. Tables in the far right corner. There's a door to your right, a door to your left, and a staircase in the far left hand corner.
Right, well, we're staying away from the stairs no matter what. I ain't going up there. And would you say the stuff in this room looks fairly similar to the stuff that's in the front?
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
mostly just masks, weapons,
Yeah.
jewelry, bits and
Weapons?
bobs, couple of yeah.
What kind of weapons?
There's some sort of spiked clubs and things from what you assume would be South America. A couple of sabers. Just
See, 'cause I've
basically.
lost my dagger in the last one. There's no chance there's any rapiers hanging about, is there?
Always on the lookout for some shit, isn't he?
Yeah, maybe it shouldn't have been us two going in here.
Or any wheelchairs.
So basically your choices are essentially a club, like an Aztec type club, and a short sword.
Oh,
It's like almost like a Spanish conquistador type.
I'll
sword.
say I think Charlie was overcome by the hilarity that would ensue if he ever was to use an Aztec club in a fight, and has quickly pocketed the Aztec club.
Oh my god.
Well, You've already got something that's similar, right? Oh, you've got a dagger. Okay.
I know I had a dagger. Unfortunately,
yeah,
the dagger
yeah.
was wedged in that geezer's skull.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
true.
in the
So
in
we
the
need to get rid
old.
of it then. All right.
Yeah.
In the dagger.
But you can give me the Aztec.
Can you lads try to get some of the fucking information we're after and not just do a shopping trip? Is there any chance?
I was too tempted. But yeah, no. Now we will move with haste. Klaus has nudged me on the. He's nudged me. He said, "Oh, you stop taking the piss. Stop taking the piss. Let's hurry
Klaus
up."
is filling his pockets with whatever he can fucking find.
Now, Klaus has not done anything of the
No,
sort, so I
sorry,
won't
yeah,
have you
no, it's
impugn
true.
Klaus's good name.
Sorry. I lean over to Klaus and I say, "Have we got everything?"
So we have the choice between the door on the left and the door on the right.
And
left.
stairs that go
No, fuck the stairs. Fuck the
upstairs.
stairs. Door to the left first.
Okay. So the door to the left just leads into a toilet.
Right, never mind. Door
That's
to
where
the right.
the window leading to the back street basically goes into this toilet.
Into the toilet, yeah. Okay. Door to the right then.
The door to the right is locked.
Is it locked
Nice
but
job,
accessible
Alistair.
by the key?
Alec
that I
Drew
possess?
89
Yes,
just
yeah. So
resubbed
you can
for
use the key
19 months.
And you open the door and it leads into the front area of the shop.
Right.
What's
so
in the front area of the shop?
It's basically where
What we
the
saw
actual shop
before.
is. So it's the
Oh, I see.
counter, the actual main shop area where people buy things, etc.
I
So we're
think
gonna have to
that
go
means
upstairs,
if we want to gain anything, we have to go upstairs.
That's cool.
So
Can
yeah,
you
let's.
do me a spot hidden check on both
Oh.
of you here quickly?
I can. Oh, cock.
Yeah. So up to you what you want to do now.
Well, we're gonna have to go upstairs,
We're
aren't we?
getting upstairs.
What's your
Okay.
stealth? No, sorry. Yeah, we'll go
We
upstairs.
don't. Let's not ask those kind
Yeah,
of questions.
yeah.
Okay.
I'm learning.
Right, so you're gonna go up the stairs, right?
We're gonna try and
So
go
the
upstairs.
stairs are sort of slightly creaky wood,
Of
so
course
I
they
need a
are.
stealth check.
Woo! Here we go, boys. Get ready.
Woo!
Get ready to fucking slam the pedal.
Oh, fuck!
Yes!
Oh,
Yes, Klaus! You legend!
So Klaus, you
Yes,
managed
Klaus.
Klaus, you walk on the sort of edges of the stairs to avoid the creaky middle, but Charlie does not. So Charlie's ascent makes a bit of noise, and as you get to the top, you're basically in a just like almost like a hallway where, as you come up from the stairs, you're against the wall, and to your direct right, there's a door. Then behind you in the hallway, there's another door, and then in front at the end of the hallway, there's a trifecta of doors. So one right at the end, and then another one left and right. You can hear slight movement coming from the room that's right behind you. It sounds like I tell you what, do a listen check. It sounds like someone walking about very gently.
God, my rolls have been ass.
Yeah. So it sounds like someone's in the room behind you, walking gently on the floorboards.
Okay. Right, we're not
Well,
going into
do
the room with someone in it.
No, obviously not. Do we want to go to the far away rooms?
Let's try the door right next to us first.
Okay, yeah. I think the three doors next to each other is a little bit suspicious. I don't want to
be.
prod those as of yet.
Can we try the door that's? I think you said it's to our left.
So no, it's to your right. Sorry.
To my right, sorry.
Yeah, it's directly to your right as you get up to the top of the stairs.
Okay. Let's
so yeah.
gently
So
try and open
you
that
just
door.
you both gonna go through?
Let's
Why
send Schnoz in there, and I'll keep an ear out for.
Oh, thank you for volunteering me.
You're very welcome. I'll keep an ear out for the guy in the back, and you can have a poke around there.
That's cool. Yeah.
So, so there is, I should say that, in terms of the three doors at the end, the one that's to the right, there's light coming in from under that door. So that room is basically the room that's above the shop that had the light on.
Okay.
So
Is the room where we heard noises from? Does that have light or is that dark?
No, it's dark.
Oh, for fuck's sake! All right, Schnoz, go. What do you find?
Yeah.
So you go in,
What's in
but
the
it's
room?
it's very dark in here. So you'll either have to use a light or turn on the light, or
I have a torch.
you have a torch. Sure. Okay. It's based. So you're going to use the torch. You're going to turn the torch on.
Yeah.
So it's basically what looks like a master bedroom, and there's a double bed, and with two drawers next to it, a wardrobe, just general bedroom stuff. You want to do a search,
Sure.
or you just want to look around? Just general.
What?
It
Is there
doesn't
any
seem like there are
downside to
any
searching?
actual personal belongings from what you can see. This looks like it's purely used as a
Yeah.
bedroom. So there's no.
I mean, I'll
sort of
do
office or
I'll check just in case there's anything, you know.
Sure. So you have a quick quiz round, and there's nothing of real interest in this room. It's basically just clothes.
Wow. Fair enough.
And some bits and bobs.
Cool. I'll report back to Klaus, and we'll move on to the next room.
Okay.
So
Which
we'll
is
go down to the end of the hall to the trifecta.
Okay. And which door are you gonna?
We're gonna do
Not the lit up one.
not the lit up one. So
Okay,
start
so
On the left, I guess.
left. I need you to both roll another stealth check here.
This is fucking risky, boys.
Oh. Just don't do yours. Oh.
Okay.
Holy fuck!
Oh my god.
Holy fuck!
So you opened the door to the left, and it's essentially a closet. It's just filled with
Oh, cock.
just random furniture and bits and bobs. Not really too much of interest in there, unfortunately.
Alright, center door then.
That's very
Center
annoying.
door
Yeah.
is the main toilet with bath,
What?
shower, and
Okay.
Fuck.
yeah, sink and etc.
And to confirm, we've heard no movement from this door with light under it.
No, you could do a listen roll if you want.
I'd like to.
Yeah,
I'd like
let's
to
do
try.
a- let's do a bloody
Let's have an
listen.
ear out.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
So,
Oh,
Klaus,
for God's sake.
Klaus, you have you just pause for a second, and it doesn't sound, because you obviously heard that there was something in the room back there.
Yeah.
But for a brief moment, there's silence, and you can't make out any noise. Charlie, you go to press your ear against the door to see if you can hear anything, and the door's unlocked, and you basically fall head first into the room, and you land on the floor.
Nice.
Almost immediately, so the room in front of you is empty, so the lights are on, but there's no one in there. Almost immediately, you hear noise coming from the room that was behind you on the stairs. So something's about to go down. You've got about five seconds. 5 seconds to. I can give you a quick rundown of what the room looks like.
Yeah, can you?
Yeah, sure.
So it's basically an office. The desk is right at the window where the light is flooding through, and there's a fireplace, some filing cabinets, and a bunch of documents all scattered about, and that's about it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm feeling there's definitely an option that we shut the door, and I will brandish my Aztec club and prepare to knock out the man approaching, or the entity approaching.
The other option is we rush the
fireplace.
door. No, we rush the door at the end.
Oh, I see. What do you mean rush the door? Oh! I see. Rush the person coming out.
Yeah.
No, I quite like the idea of ambushing them. Surely,
Okay,
because
we can try and ambush.
or we could try and hide in the fight.
We've already alerted him. I mean, we can try and hide, but
no.
I think setting up to ambush is.
Yeah, we sort of, we'll shut the door and we'll do the old classic stand on either side, and when he walks through,
Okay,
I'll,
sure.
I'll clonk him over the head. Try. And
Which way does the door open, Munt?
It opens inwards, yeah, because Charlie fell
inwards.
to the opposite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, I'll okay, we'll set up. We'll close the door behind Charlie and set up. I'll be slightly further into the room near some filing cabinets.
And
Charlie
and I'm ready to whack him over the head. Gonna try and knock him out.
Okay.
But I'm prepared. Yes.
So Charlie's gonna basically be hiding next to the door, right, adjacent to the door. And you are Klaus, where are you again?
Can I try and hide behind a desk or something, or further into the room?
Yeah. So the desk is pushed against the wall, but there's to the right of the desk where it meets the kind of corner of the room. You could theoretically hide behind.
I'll try and duck down in there.
I've got my club brandished and I'm ready to ambush. By the way.
Right. Okay. So footsteps immediately come from the room that the sound was coming from, and in a second the door bursts open and a person in a sort of ill-fitting suit essentially bursts in and immediately sort of scours the room. So are you going to try and attack them straight away?
I'm gonna try and knock him out.
Jesus Christ.
So you're doing a fighting. You're going to try and knock him out, but with a fucking Aztec club.
Spikes
It's got spikes all over it.
Oh, is it a spiked club?
So we're gonna kill this man.
Am I gonna kill this man?
We're happy with that. We accept it.
Can I hit him with the end of the club that isn't spiky?
No, you need to put your whole arse into this.
Right,
You are swinging this club down on the back of this man's head.
I'm gonna fucking kill this man.
So we've added murder to our breaking and entering charge. This
I am
is
actually
going
killing
well.
a man, yes. Incredible. I see, and I like to think if I roll 100 here, then the police just burst in and catch me in the act, and I'm just fucking gone. Right. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna. But it's. I mean, I've got the club already out, and I'm ambushing him. So do I get a bonus die?
Surprise attack is a automatic pass. So you just have to roll your weapon damage.
Amazing. Okay.
Did I give it to you, the weapon? Yeah, Aztec club. So you just have to roll your...
advantage, disadvantage. Surprised. I can't.
No, auto success. You need to roll the actual.
Oh, just the damage.
Yeah, you can roll the damage now. Yeah, roll.
Ugh.
Okay. So remember, the way we do it is you roll the attack and then you describe based off what happens. You should describe the attack and then roll, and then we go from there. So basically, you're just, in this case, Greg, you're just hammering over the head with this club.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I thought that you would say approximately how much damage it does.
To make it easier, we'll just do. You say what you want to do, and then we roll, and then I basically edit what you've done.
Yeah.
So you whack this geezer over the head, and it comes down hard on his noggin, and you've caught him completely by surprise. It sort of embeds in his head, and there's blood spurting out the top of his head. He turns and looks at you, and
what are you people doing in there?
This is so bad.
It's so nice. Ow! He turns around. Ow, my head. Oh man, I just feel so awful.
He turns around and his demeanor is grey, sickly, almost like he's dead. Can I get a sanity roll from you, please?
Oh
Greg?
Jesus!
Yeah.
All right,
I
good,
see.
good
So
shout.
okay,
Good
thank
shout.
God. I've killed.
Well done.
I've killed.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It's another
Oh,
zombie
fucking hell.
versus Greg. How does he keep finding him?
Yeah, and it's crazy, isn't it?
All right, so
Oh,
you don't.
amazing.
So you don't lose any sanity, but basically this man is not like dead like the zombie, but he's like almost ghoulish. Like his demeanor is sickly. It's pallid. He's got sunken eyes,
Yeah.
grey.
Oh man.
A very sort of disgusting looking face, but not so much so that it's sort of
So middle-aged is what we're saying.
yeah. So yeah, so you don't lose any sanity from that. And now we are going to combat here. So you've got what, dex 70. Okay, so you get another turn here, Greg.
Oh, amazing. But I'll be rolling brawl this time, won't I?
You will be, yeah.
Cool.
'Cause this
No
man is
bonuses or
now,
anything, just a roll.
Let's see if this +10 you got today helps.
a normie roll, a normie brawl roll.
It does not.
Okay.
Incredible.
Well, I still got to roll.
I've had some pretty shocking rolls today.
I mean, the fact that Klaus passed the stealth check and you didn't,
Yeah.
it's just fucking hilarious.
Okay.
I've had like 100.
Yeah,
and
we
then
all have the off
390
days.
pluses.
We all have the off days.
Right. Right. So you try to go for. Well, okay. What was it you wanted to do in this circumstance? First, you're just
Finish
gonna
him
go for
off.
another hit around the head.
Yeah, just finish the guy off.
So as you go for the second blow, he basically blocks the grip
Aztec
of the club with his forearm, and then gets you really hard in the stomach with a proper punch, and you're gonna have to take 4 damage for that one.
Oh, fucking hell. Jesus.
Okay.
Wait, what did you roll? I can't see your roll.
Yeah, I know you can't see. I'm not gonna show you what I rolled.
4 damage. You rolled literally 1.
Okay. I need to roll a brawl check, Greg. Okay. So,
Oh, Lord.
so now he tries to go for another punch on you, but in the exact same style, and you're kind of you see it coming basically, and you manage to press your body almost so that your hip and elbow takes the brunt of the blow, so actually you don't really feel that much, and you now get to retaliate with a blow of your own with the club.
Yes,
so if you can roll me
yes.
damage on your club here, you should be able to just click the club without.
Oh, sorry, no.
I
don't
know if we'll try that next time.
Bosh.
Okay. Yeah, so you basically bring it down on his head for a second time, and now blood is splurting absolutely everywhere. He's kind of half bent over, and is almost on his knees essentially from this blow.
Oh,
that you dealt.
yes. Amazing.
Klaus, it's your go now.
Yeah. He shouts words of encouragement.
I'm gonna step in and try and hold the guy's arms like to his side,
Yes,
so
Klaus.
that the Schnoz can go for a final blow.
So you're going
Fucking
to
hope so. This
you're
is
going to do a
getting
fighting
brutal.
maneuver to try and keep him steady.
I'm gonna try and keep him still.
So he doesn't actually when he gets in, he does see you. So you're gonna have to roll a fighting brawl here.
Brawl.
Come on,
Come on, Klaus.
Come on. Oh!
Nice.
My God,
Huge.
Klaus is popping up.
Huge.
Yeah,
So
so
you-
many things to upgrade after this.
So you basically managed to, because he's kind of crouched down, he's not exactly putting up much resistance. So you managed to wrap your arms around his arms and chest. So
Now,
you're sort of bent down
Schnoz, you
behind
better
him.
aim this fucking correctly,
Yeah.
alright? If you
And now
clout
it's-
Klaus over the back of the head, I will never
I'm going to
forgive
roll
you.
a nice 100 and just
So
kill
you
you.
can roll a brawl with a bonus die because he's currently
Subdued.
subdued. Yeah.
Right, that's me, is it? Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, say what you're going to do. You're going to bash him on the head one more time, right?
Yeah. Gonna bash him on the head again.
Alright, and then you
so do
can
you want to
say
take
that you've got
advantage for me?
Advantage. Yeah.
Perfect. Cocking hell.
So as you try to and bring the club down on his head, because his legs are almost like a frog's on the ground, he just pushes back with his legs, and now you've completely missed him. Klaus is on the ground. This guy, he's still got his arms around this thing, but now this thing's on top of Klaus, looking upwards. So they're both like turtles on their back, but Klaus is on the bottom. This guy's on top, and you've just missed the club to the noggin due to this.
Yeah.
So I'm going to roll a. You're going to have to roll another fighting brawl here, play, to keep this guy subdued.
Right, let's see. Can Klaus clutch once again? He cannot.
Okay. So he's struggling to break free based on how you've gotten him, and he manages to jiggle it so that you're now both on your side, and he's desperately trying to get free.
Yeah.
He's probably about to break out, but he's still technically in this
Compromised.
in this compromised position as of this point. It's now your go.
As
My
in
go.
Klaus's.
It's Klaus's go. Yeah.
Klaus summons his nerve and tries to keep him pinned for all he's worth.
Okay. So roll a fighting brawl. Okay. So he manages to break free, but he's still on the ground. So he wrestles your arms out, and now he's on his front, about to get up to his knees to then try and stand up. So he's still in a bad position, but he's now ready to try and retaliate.
Okay.
Just gonna quickly zoop back to the others. As this is all going on, a car starts to come down the road, and it parks near the house, about maybe like a couple of blocks down, and you can see Abner Wick get out of the vehicle.
Oh, we need to distract him immediately.
I don't know if this is the best idea. I don't know how.
Okay. I'll let
Well,
you
we've
think
got to
on
stop
that.
him. We've got to stop him.
I'll let you think on that while we go back to the action. Klaus, hang on, is it Klaus or is it?
No, I've done mine.
Okay,
I tried
it's
to
Charlie.
You broke free.
It's Charlie. It's your go now.
Right, well, while the guy's trying to clamber up and compose himself to strike, I'm going to try and fucking wham him on the head again.
Alright. Roll me. You can roll brawl with advantage. Leave
Amazing.
them prone.
Do you want to whack advantage on there for me?
Yeah.
Bosh, there we fucking
Nice.
go.
Okay, and you can roll me damage.
Do I get a critical?
No, it's only extreme. That's a
I see,
crit.
no worries. Oh, fucking hell.
So
I've
you
tapped
bang
him.
on the one more time on the head, and he just goes limp, and lies on the ground, and there was a pool of blood sort of coming from his head, and you can basically assume that he's either knocked out or dead, one of the two, but he's incapacitated now.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, so back to the lads on the street. So
Right.
Abner Wick has just got out of his car, and he's slowly meandering down towards
Evelyn,
back street.
he was hot
Yes.
for you. You gotta distract him. Use your feminine wiles in your brand new stilettos. You've got to do it.
I'm not very charming.
You are very charming. Just bat your eyelashes. You know what he wants. Don't give him anything, but just lead him on and see if there's a bar nearby you can take him to. For Christ's sake, I'm hiding down in the car so he doesn't see me.
Okay, so Roy and Father John, you're gonna try and not be seen by
Roy,
Mr. Wick.
get down the alleyway or something. Oh wait, Roy's in the Roy's
Roy's in
the
just
car.
ducked down in
right.
the car,
Just duck
ducked
down. We're just ducking down, and Evelyn's gonna be not in the car. She's gonna walk along. Oh, Abner, fancy seeing you here. That kind of shit.
Right, is that Evelyn? You're down for that?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
She's armed.
So he makes it about halfway to the shop, and you walk out onto the street from the other side, and he says, "Evelyn, is that you?"
Oh, Mr. Wick. Fancy seeing you.
I could say the same thing about you. I mean, walking around the streets of Arkham at this time of night. You're obviously quite a thrill seeker,
I'm very
young
excited for
lady.
the ERV.
Well, yes, I am. Would you fancy going for a drink?
Oh, I see how it is. Well, absolutely, I could. Oh, you know, I could definitely go for a drink. Just let me put a couple of my bits and bobs in the old shop, and then we can go down the street. I know a place that does a fantastic martini. Just give me a sec, dear. And he starts to stroll towards the shop with a bundle of papers.
Flash a tip, anything,
Are you sure?
anything.
Grab his knob through his pants.
Oh, for God's sake!
Are you sure you don't want to waste the time we have together?
Oh,
He's played the gambit. Will it be accepted?
let's have a look. Are you trying to do a charm here?
An intimidate.
Hypnotize.
Okay. Yeah, roll me a charm for this one.
I read this seduction technique in a book.
No!
Right.
Oh God, Emily,
Oh,
you've got no charm.
I did say.
Elriz.
So he said, "Oh, I appreciate. It's only going to take me a couple of minutes, and I can't leave these documents lying about in the car. So I just pop them in, and we'll be on our way. First round's on me, or maybe all the rounds, I suppose, gentlemen."
Shoot him, Evelyn.
So
Shut the fuck up, Greg.
So again, he starts to make his way towards the shop. He's getting his keys out.
I'm gonna throw something at his
documents,
car and run off.
No, he's walking. He's walking towards us.
So-
Mr. Wick, documents.
Yes?
Is there anything to do with the witch trial papers?
Oh, no, see, it's fascinating you should ask about that, actually, because I do have a paper regarding some of
Bubble
the
Boy just
Salem witch
resubbed for
trials here.
28 months.
Nothing as
28,
exciting, but, and he starts to sort of go in this
28,
little ramble about
28,
the
28, 28,
Salem witch
28,
trials, and it seems like you've
okay, enough
got
of
his
that.
interest at least for a short while, him talking
Right.
about that. So maybe you can squeeze out another minute or two of conversation before he goes back to the shop. So back to Klaus and Charlie in the gaff.
Okay, so we're not aware Mr. Wick is there, so
No.
I'm not gonna rush into things. What I think I would do is check if this guy is breathing or not.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna, just be, do some more scouting in the room. I guess we didn't really look at this room.
Yeah,
did we?
you want to
'Cause-
have a look? Okay.
You can have a search of the
I
office.
love that, honestly. I love the fact that a zombie has just come in. Greg has just decked him, and then he's just immediately back to it. Just like,
I'm a dedicated. I'm a dedicated detective.
like a fucking
mate.
Skyrim fucking NPC.
Yeah, so if you search the room, I'll check if this guy is breathing and try to ascertain a
Yeah,
bit about
loot his
what
pockets
has
as
happened to
well.
him, because he's a bit
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, see how many
So-
copper coins he's got on him.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up! Stay in the goddamn lane!
So, Klaus, you're going to have to do a sanity check to see
Yeah.
this man up close.
Go.
Oh,
Okay. So yeah, like I said, it's basically the sort of ghoulish demeanor. It's very grim, but as a man of medicine, and considering you've seen some weird stuff, it's not enough to
Intimidate
sort
me.
of intimidate you. So he's no longer breathing. So he's
He is
essentially
deceased.
dead.
Right.
Yeah. Charlie, you have a look around the office, and there's not really a whole lot. So you'll probably have to do a library check here if you want to find anything
Might as well.
of real importance here.
Man, now I regret nerfing my library.
Yeah, you were so certain it would be useless.
Well, I
Okay.
wouldn't have passed that anyway.
So you have a quick look around. You can't really find anything of specific interest, but there are some papers on the desk regarding some previous deals that Mr. Wick, so it's obvious that this is his office, has closed on some other bids similar to the ones that the Arkham trial papers were in. So, you know, there's some receipts and there's some details of lesser things, not things that are very expensive, maybe like $500 to sort of $3,000. So not as expensive as the Arkham papers, but other than that, the office has so many documents that it's basically too much to look through. The rest is mostly things like bills and receipts from the shop, and you know the what's it called, the book with all the details of people
Ledger?
buying stuff.
Ledger.
Yeah. Stuff like that.
So I'm gonna grab the ledger. I would have thought.
You're gonna grab it. Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Well, see,
Yeah.
it's pretty- I can give it to Evelyn to have a look at and stuff. I don't know. Or I guess I could go and. Well, no, I can't. Oh man, well, I backed myself right into a corner here. I'll start with all these books that seem very important. I'll start heading downstairs to maybe see if I can grab Evelyn to come and have a look.
I'm gonna go. Do I still have any more time for actions?
Yeah.
I'd like
yeah, this is only taken about 30 seconds, so
Okay. I want to go have a look at the room this guy came from.
yeah.
The only room we haven't checked in yet.
Sure. So are you going to do it stealthy, or are you just gonna walk in?
I think we're past the point of stealth. I'm walking in.
Okay. So you walk in, and it's another bedroom. It's another double bed, and essentially the covers. So unlike the room that Charlie went in, where the covers were nice and made, the covers for this double bed are. It looks like essentially both people have flipped the duvet over to get out of bed, and for both sides.
Okay.
So the bed is basically completely undone, and there are belongings for two people on either side of the chest of
for
drawers.
fuck's sake. Okay. And I don't see anything that would be like stock from the shop. I don't see any of those tomes.
There's
that I'm interested
nothing.
in.
It's just a normal bedroom. Essentially,
Normal bedroom.
two people most likely live in this, or
Okay.
use this bedroom. And other than just some belongings, just clothes and stuff, there's nothing really of interest that you can
In which
see.
case, I'm going to stop pushing my luck and get the fuck out. Head downstairs after Greg.
Okay. So, and you're going to go out the back, right?
We're going to go out the door we broke in from.
So, at this point, we'll say Wick is looking. Evelyn is behind. You've come up behind, right? So he's now looking back at you because he went to look at the shop. Sorry, he was going towards the shop. He turned back to look at you. So you're now talking to him about the Salem witch trials, and now he's saying, "Oh, okay, so yeah, but I must tell you more about it sometime. But I'm sure you'd be the life of some parties, all the tales that you could tell. So tell you what, I'll just put these things now, and we'll go and grab that martini or anything else that you'd like, of course." And he again turns back round to look out, and Charlie and Klaus, you've used that time to sneak out, and now you're standing in the middle of the street. You have about 5 seconds before he turns round. So
can I just talk to him, Mr. Wick?
You could distract him some more. Yeah. Yes. And now he's a bit like irate, like he's kind of a bit pissed that you're sort of still taking him, or like still talking to him.
Well, the others didn't want to give anything away during dinner this evening, but we didn't really gain any new information from you. The potential forgeries, Mr. Leiter's gambling, we knew about it already. So if you want us to consider your deal and perhaps give you the papers, maybe you know a bit more about this situation that can help us.
And he kind of looks at you with a bit of suspicion and then smiles. So, well, should have known that there's a bit more to your gang than meets the eye. I mean, after all, why would Mr. Fallon have brought you all here if you were amateurs, right? Well, let's think. I should tell you that the Arkham papers are not exactly safe, shall we say. They've been the subject of some controversy before. They came from the old Hob House just outside of town, and there's a whole spate of mysterious occurrences surrounding that place. So, I think it's in our mutual best interest if I were to have the papers, because, what one doesn't quite know the full extent of the mysteries of this world. Who could say if there's something that might befall an innocent person such as yourself if they were to get hold of these papers, shall we say. So I think that's about as much as I can imply. Am I right? And kind of winks at you, and now he definitely turns.
Mm-hmm.
So Klaus and Charlie, in this time you've got to make your move.
Fuck, what do we do?
You're standing in the street.
We're standing in the street.
She's just pulled his attention. You've got about 5, maybe 10 seconds to just do something.
Where's the car in relation to us?
Car is on the other side of the street and further back. So you could theoretically get to the car if you sprinted silently.
Why aren't we in the car? Because we were hiding in the car.
You're in the car.
You are in the car, yeah.
You guys are in the car, but Klaus and Charlie are out on the sidewalk right now.
Hide down the alleyway, or just fucking leg it and get in the car.
You
or
could
get behind the car.
Down,
anything.
You could go down the alleyway. The alleyway is
signal.
An option.
Hide.
I mean, where's this alleyway?
Alleyway is if
it's
you're
a
looking at the
semi-detached
door.
building.
Right.
If you're looking at the door, it's to your right.
Right.
No, actually, sorry, it's not. It's actually to the left. So you have to go past the window and then down that alleyway. So
just get behind the car,
5 seconds.
and then he'll walk past, and then we can get in the car and fucking zoom off.
But we'd have to.
But while he's talking to Evelyn, you've got 10 seconds.
The point is, we have to. What Munt said, to get to the car, we'd have to sprint silently.
Oh.
You'd have to dash across the street to get behind the car in the time.
Yeah, it requires a lot of fast movement.
You could also potentially just slowly, fast walk into the alley before he turns around.
Do the alley.
I'm heading for the alley, and ducking down into the alley.
Okay. Right. So you both duck down into the alley. He turns around. He goes into the past the window, and he's now going towards the doors, which, bear in mind, have the padlock now.
Smashed.
I'm gonna follow him.
Oh, I
You're gonna
wouldn't.
follow it.
I wouldn't. Walk off.
Well, we've already agreed to dinner.
Yeah, you got it at the very least.
Yeah, but wait for him on the
I
corner
have
or
to
some
act
shit.
surprised with him.
Oh, fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna follow it behind him, and he gets to the door, and he picks up the padlock and a chain, and he turns to you and says, "I don't suppose it's obvious to suggest that you might have had something to do with this, Evelyn?"
No, not at all. What happened?
Well, it seems like we've had some kind of break-in of the old shop. Well, I mean, it's not like anyone would know what they're looking for. Common burglars aren't exactly the crowd that are in with antiques and antiquities.
We didn't find fuck all, so I guess we're stupid as well.
So he says, "Oh, you should wait here, my dear, while I have a quick check." And he opens the door and he walks in, basically.
Right.
Get in the car, lads.
We're getting in the car.
Yeah.
Let's just wait. He doesn't know we're all in this car. If we all just duck down, we can see what his reaction is when he comes out.
Yeah, but if he tries to, like... Well, basically, is Evelyn going to stay with him for the evening?
No, just fucking...
Because then...
Let's get out of here.
How do we explain to him that... How is she going to say that, actually, I don't want to drink anymore, goodbye?
She could just... we'll call him tomorrow and be like, once I'd seen there was a break and I figured you'd be busy, so I left. Didn't want to hang around. You've got to have to deal with the police and all the rest of it.
I'll stay for a bit. Does he come back out?
How long do you want to wait? You're just going to wait until he comes back out?
Yeah.
I suppose it's less suspicious.
So he comes out after about 3 minutes, and he says, "Oh wait, Evan, I'm sorry, dear. We might have to put a hold on those drinks. You know, something's come up, business stuff. I know at this time of hour it's unbelievable, but that's the life of a man of my stature. You know, business waits for no one. So, tell you what, if you want, we'll send your hotel a message, and we can have a drink tomorrow night. On me for making you wait. But yeah, fortunately, tonight we'll have to be off."
Sure. Is there anything we can do to help? I mean, my team and I, this is kind of our wheelhouse.
No, there's no, don't you fret. It's just menial business things. Some people haven't been paid. Some things have been misplaced, just the usual. But better to be sorted out fresh for tomorrow. We've got a whole new day, so I like to burn the midnight candle. So I'm just gonna get on with this.
Let's burn the midnight oil, or burn the
midnight
candle
oil
at both ends.
Yeah. That's
I
what
like
you said.
to burn the oil at both ends.
You go on and enjoy. You should get some rest. At this time. We'll pick up tomorrow.
Right.
Sure. Have a good night, Mr. Wick.
You too, Evelyn. And he smiles and kind of looks a bit sus at you before he walks into the doors and closes them.
Right, let's get in the car and we'll give it a minute and then we'll drive off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I guess we could call it there because it's after 11. And then I guess we'll pick up tomorrow.
So you just go back to the
hotel. Go back to the hotel.
Can I just before we go? Can I, whilst we're in the car, can I do a quick first aid on Greg to at least give him a health point back?
Wait till we get to the hotel.
Or well, either way, before we end tonight, so I don't forget for next time.
All right,
I would do it now while you're in the
just
car, because if you're in the hotel, it's gonna kind of look maybe weird.
Okay,
So
so I'll
you
do it
can
now.
roll a first aid check.
Yeah, just see if I can get him at least a hit point back. I cannot.
Oh, you're next to me, mate.
It's true. I've stepped back towards Roy.
That is true.
Okay, yeah. So we'll say that the car is not the perfect environment to do first aid on. So,
No.
Right. So you guys are gonna go back to the hotel. Charlie's a bit beaten up, but still, fine overall. And you're going to reconvene in the hotel lobby again, October 3rd at sort of around 10 a.m., same as you did today. All right.
Groovy. So everything saved?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, we'll figure out a time when we can do this again and crack on. It's good because there's a lot of build-up. This has been a bit more investigation. Not many zombie domings, but of course Charlie the Schnoz McLean was able to at least kill something this evening and steal some stuff. So a dub for Charlie. Congrats.
Yeah, I've satisfied my kleptomaniac tendencies with an Aztec club.
Nice. Yeah, that won't look
suspicious. It came in handy, to be honest.
Yeah, fucking hell. Good thing you had it. All right, cheers, Munt, for running this as usual.
Nice.
And I'll see you guys next time. GG's.
Right.
Yeah, peace.
Right, thank you so much for watching the Call of Cthulhu. I know it's not the most popular stream, but it is a lot of fun to do. And it's nice to hang out with the lads. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers for watching. Take it easy. Peace out.